1 second.
Just like fighting back.
What's up, Nevin?
Oh, fucking bullshit, man.
Yeah, man. Nadia's room is getting kind of annoying.
Yep, I would agree. And the fact that Nadia is like so unwilling to do anything about it, it's just, yeah, it's
Alright, so
ridiculous.
check it out, Nevin. You got mods now in here.
Ooh. I'm on my phone, so I don't even know if I can do anything.
Alright. I'm trying to find more
That's the
people.
thing. Like, I have DC mods. Like, as soon as he kicked me, I was right about to log in under the DC account and just boot his ass. But I just don't want to create more issues for Nadia and just be as stupid as fucking Gus is being. So, whatever. I think it's better if he just fucking sits there because everybody can see what he's doing. Even Heike or whatever her name is, who typically hates me and will never agree with me, is agreeing with me. So.
She hates you?
Oh
What the
yeah,
fuck?
she doesn't like me. There's a lot of females on G Plus who don't like
Let me
me.
tell you something. Let me tell you something, Nevin. I may disagree with some of the things that you say, but I thought I really, really like you. I don't know why.
Well, I like you too. I like, to be honest, I like most people. Um, I do. Like even Gus, as much as I fucking think he's being an asshole, like right now, and I'm fucking pissed at him. I don't hate Gus. I still like him as a person. I just think he's being a little twat right now, right? Um, yeah, I don't have issue like people can have completely opposing viewpoints to mine, and I'm not going to dislike that person for that reason. But it seems a lot of people aren't like that.
All right, so I invited MJ. I'm gonna try to invite what's his name, the guy from Australia. What's his name again?
MMA.
Yeah, and
Here,
I'm gonna invite.
I'll send MMA a message on Skype,
All right, just invited
and
MMA.
I'll send MJ.
Yeah, I'm trying
Um,
to invite Psycho too. Let me see if I can find him. Yeah, I already sent one to MJ. Don't worry.
oh, okay.
Okay, Psycho Atheist. Let me invite him too. Um, yeah. Are
Yeah,
they?
Nadia's fuck. She's got to do something, but she's not going to.
So were you able to join just from the invite or?
Yeah, my phone started ringing. Like nothing happened on my computer, which is what I was using to be
Okay.
in the other Hangout, but my phone started ringing, so I just answered it.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah, Google Plus is fucking weird. I don't like the way it's set up. It's
Yeah, it's weird. It's set up really strange in
not very
here.
user friendly.
Yeah, it's weird. I mean, Nadia's room is just like, I mean, it was always the way it is. Trust me, I've been in Nadia's room since like late 2014, and it was always they've always had problems with mods, always had problems with
Well,
you
and then
know.
Nadia wonders, like, she'll wonder, like, why is it that, all the panelists left, or why is it that whatever. And it's like, well, for starters, I would say it's, there's certain topics, nobody really wants to hear somebody who's like really depressed moan on about how they're depressed for 10 hours, right?
Yeah, Nadia's pretty she's pretty fucked. I mean,
Well,
I'm
it's
not
just,
trying
and
to be
that's
here.
fine. Like, everyone's different, everyone has their issues and stuff, but, you can't moan on about how miserable your life is and then wonder why nobody is joining and, like, come on now. And then it's stuff like with the mods, right? It's like, yeah. I suggested last week, and I'm sure I wasn't the first person, like there should be clear and defined rules that are posted in the description, and there should be very, very, very few mods.
Yeah, you're right on that. So you already let MMA know?
Uh, I was just sending him a message now, but he just sent a message. Did you not see it? Oh, he said,
Yeah,
"What?"
I saw it.
Okay, he said, "What's this?"
Yeah.
See, that's weird. If I wasn't on my phone, I wouldn't have seen that message or got it.
Yeah, G Plus is insane.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah, that's really weird. They're still going on about it in the side chat. That's funny. I love how Nadia's just like completely ignoring the issue.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's like talking about other things. Oh, fucking hell.
Okay, hold on. Hold on, let me see if I can have the. Okay. Yeah, alright.
He says he's gonna be a bit distracted. What's he doing? Watching porn or something?
Alright, it says my stream is offline. What does that mean? We're not actually live?
When I looked it up, it said it was live.
Yeah, it says it's live. Okay, so whatever. Yeah, it says it's live. MMA, what's up, dude? MMA in the house. Ladies and gentlemen, we got DJ MMA in the house tonight. You gonna lay it down smooth tonight? You there, MMA? What's up, dude?
Did you score or something? Seem extremely happy and excited?
What do you mean? Did I score or something?
Yeah, did you score tonight or something?
Everyone's scores was Nevin. I'm just kidding, Nat. I'm just kidding.
Ouch.
I'm kidding, Nevin.
Opposite. Okay.
No, the opposite was Nevin.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm trying to start like an alternative hangout to Nadia's hangout because like Nadia's like totally going down. Her hangouts are like really going down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have some.
Gus just went fucking. Gus just went nuts. Well, not nuts, but he. So there was this MJ dude in there, and they had been arguing like half an hour before, and then MJ was like barely even talking, and he wasn't talking to Gus, and Gus just decided like on a whim for no reason whatsoever to unbroadcast him. So I like gave it like 30, 45 seconds. He still hadn't rebroadcast him, so I rebroadcasted him. And then they were talking about like who rebroadcasted him, and I said I did. I was like, why? There's no reason to do that. And he's like, I don't step in when you make decisions. Blah 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 blah. And I was like, well, you're more than welcome to step in, but I typically don't kick people. Like, I've only kicked one person ever, and that was Arcane. And that was after 9 hours of Arcane, and then he started making monkey noises and stuff, and I was just like, okay, enough. But I was like, I don't fucking kick people and like block them and mute them and unbroadcast them, but I was like, next time I do it, you're more than welcome to step in if it makes you feel better. And then he's like, fine, boom, and he like kicks us both, and I was just like, holy fuck, man. You're an idiot.
Wow.
Nadia wakes up and is trying to tell Gus that like, you know, the Hangout's been really unpopulated because she can't post the link in the bottom, and Gus is arguing with her, saying like, "Oh no, that's not the case. That's not the case at all. There's no issue. There's like lots of people in here." And it's like, and Nadia's like, "No, actually," and yeah, he's fuck Gus, fuck Gus.
He does love to argue. Fucking hell.
Well, yeah, he's like, it's fine that I know he gets like really fucking childish and stupid when he argues sometimes, but this is like next level, you know.
Yeah.
Like, everyone in the side chat is like fucking going off. He said they should rename the video to "Closed Discussions with Gus."
Yeah, exactly it. I mean, I was in a discussion with him and a few others a while ago now, a few days ago, and oh fuck me, you know, it got to the point where it just started to turn into a mute war, and not with him though, but with Mark, and oh my god. But he does make noises and shit to really put you off your...
Yeah.
Like Prudent joined, and instead of allowing Prudent to make his point, he just straight up interrupted him, just wouldn't let him fucking talk. And then we all eventually begged Gus, just fucking give him a chance, you know. And he said his points, and oh, Jesus Christ, he can be a rude cunt. What is something played for? I don't know.
Yeah. And he's not stupid, but it's like his arguing style is it's very childish.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
And then he goes and says that to other people that they're being childish, and it's just like, what the fuck? Either
Well,
they're
and
being
some of the things he fucking argues about too, it's just like, Godless was right. I don't like to admit, like, she's right about some things, but Godless was right when he was like, Gus never posts any links or cites any sources in the side chat. I'm like, you know what? Thinking back, that's true. I've never seen that.
Yep. The other day.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah. The other day, we had a few discussions on different things, but it was essentially around the U.S. and its foreign
MJ,
policies
what's
and
up,
shit.
dude? What's up, MJ?
But yeah, and I'm the only one out of I'm arguing 5 or 4 people, and I'm the other one who's providing sources.
Hi, all.
And they're like, hello. And
Wait,
everyone's
hold
like,
on.
oh, it's biased. I'm like, oh my fucking
I
god,
never.
they're both academic and government. So, and no one had any other citations or any real good arguments to downplay the data I was providing. And it's just, oh, fucking hell.
Oh, so now Nadia is saying that rather than just like, well, I'm saying, okay, so she's saying, let's see, one can start more than one debate at a time under the Debate Coliseum channel. There's no limit to how many debates you can have going at the same time. I'm like, oh, okay, so that's great. So rather than just putting your foot down about something, just, yeah.
I just don't understand why we were banned. It makes no sense.
Your option. Yeah, like avoid
Like,
conflict
basically-
at all costs and just start a new hangout.
Your banning was more ridiculous.
Oh, I know. Well, both
Like,
of ours.
maybe,
Well,
yeah,
it's
mine
like,
was, but yours was
that's why-
more ridiculous.
I know, but that's why I rebroadcast you, because I was like, he wasn't even fucking talking to you. Like, why the fuck did you just unbroadcast him? And so I thought about it. I was like, I know it's gonna piss Gus off if I do it, but I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, just based on the principle of the matter, and that was that you weren't even fucking talking. Like, I would kind of understand if he unbroadcast you like half an hour before, but even then it would still be uncalled for. But like,
Aww.
no, but I'm saying even then it still would have been uncalled for. But he was like half an hour late on the fucking assholeness, you know?
Yeah, but what did I really do to
No,
deserve being
that's
on
what I'm
broadcast?
saying. That's why I rebroadcast you, because you didn't.
No,
do
like a half hour before that, though.
No, but that's why I said if he did, it would have been more understandable, but still uncalled for.
But, like, what would his reason be a half hour
I'm
before that?
saying based on how, because that's just how Gus is.
Well, I don't know him, I guess, so.
Like he does that. He's very childish. He just
Well, you
he
know
likes
what,
to
like,
mute people
I mean,
constantly. But
I know
yeah.
most people don't know me. I've been in and out of the Hangouts for the past year or two. I barely come in, so most people don't even know me.
What were you arguing with him on?
Who, Gus?
Yeah.
I mean, first it started off with the whole racial issue, and
Okay.
basically he was saying there's systemic racism in America.
Same old.
I mean, we're either going to come to an understanding or not. And I mean, Nevin was in the chat earlier when Psycho was going off on me.
Oh yeah, Psycho went off today. Like way more than
Yeah, he was
Ugh.
butthurt. I mean, did I deserve that? I don't know. I don't think
you,
so.
you were kind of stoking the fire, but
Yeah, but
you know.
why? Yeah, but that's nothing different than what Devin would say to him.
No, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling him facts. Like, I'm not saying black people are inherently this or that. I'm just saying these are the stats. And he's like, "Oh, you're saying all black people are like this?" Like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, I've just learned with Psycho. I think he's like a nice guy as long as we don't talk race.
Well, I never will again.
He's a child. He's intellectually fucking dishonest. Like,
I mean, I hate those stats.
when the
first of all.
voting thing happened, you know, and I was in Nadia's hangout, and we kept making new hangouts because people got booted. And then some bunch of trolls started to join, and this black chick joins, and I think she's from fucking 4chan or something. She was trolling, right? Saying, "Oh, what was this about racism?" The topic had nothing to do with racism. It was about martial arts, right? And then I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna troll her now." Oh, you inferior black scum, you dirty, you have no opinions, you're black, you know, go back to slavery, all that shit, right? And as well as I was saying that, I kept saying I'm trolling the troll. And then so eventually Psycho comes in as a fucking go at me. I'm like, dude, if you paid attention, I kept saying I'm trolling a troll. And straight over his head.
But it's just so weird. For me personally, if I had my own channel, I would never ban people unless they're porn bombing. Like, I want to hear their fucking stupid arguments. I like that. I like hearing their stupid arguments or whatever. Maybe I don't agree with everything, but I agree with like 1% of it. I still want to hear it out. And these people like Gus are in here playing fucking Stalin. And he didn't like that analogy. But he is playing Stalin. Who I decide who talks and who doesn't. Like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. Like, okay, like I used to have my own channel. Anyone remember Justin TV, the website?
Yeah, I used to go on Justin TV all the time.
Oh fuck yeah, yeah. I had my own channel. I'd be the one that you would be watching if you watched like cartoons like Family Guy or American Dad or South Park.
Broadcast like myself, and then I got kicked off because I live streamed me tattooing this girl's ass.
Oh shit.
I got permabanned from Justin TV.
I miss that site. I really do.
Well, it turned into Twitch, didn't it?
Basically, yeah. But I mean, I love that channel because you could, and there is an inherent power issue there because like I was in charge of my own channel, and I could basically make mods and decide who shuts the fuck up and who doesn't. But, however, if people said stupid shit, I loved it. Personally, that's just me personally. I loved it when people said stupid shit because I could refute it. It was fun. It wasn't just like, oh fuck you, get out of here, fuck you, you're wrong, you're dumb. Like that what does that accomplish? Refute arguments, you know?
Mhm.
And it doesn't matter how. I mean, where I'm wrong, I'm like, oh okay, well, it is what it is.
He can never accept to be wrong.
Well, I think that's what his problem was. Like he was. I mean, me and Gus were talking for a little while in the other chat. He kept whining about me talking over him, but I mean, I don't like being firebombed. I don't think anybody does. I don't think anybody likes being firebombed with falsehoods. Like if you were told a bunch of wrong things in a row, you want to stop them at some point. Like, hey, wait, hold on a second. I don't agree with this. I want to stop you. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think that's disruptive or not or interrupting. It's interjection. That is part of free-form debate. Like when people are saying, "Oh, it's not formal debate forum to interrupt people." Well, I prefer free-form debate personally, where we can argue our points real time, not just spew rhetoric. Yeah.
I was doing that with Mark Noy, but he wouldn't have it because he kept misquoting me and all that fun stuff. I'm like, cunt, no, I'll fucking job your old ass. This is what I clearly said instead. And he's like, oh, don't interrupt me. I'm like, you're muddying the waters. You try and misrepresent my position again, and I'll fuck you up. And then a massive fucking mute war, and lasted for like a few minutes.
This is off topic, but what's your favorite MMA fighter? I'm just off topic.
I don't do MMA. I do. I have done a lot of martial arts, so technically fitting within the definition, but I don't do the sport, nor do I watch it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So.
So you're a fan of martial arts, but you don't watch any mixed
But I
martial
do.
arts?
I've studied them. Like I do martial arts. The current one I do is Systema. Um, but yeah, I don't really watch the sports aspect of it. So.
Your name is
I
very
don't know.
confusing to me. I want to dig inside your brain now. I want to dig inside there. Why do you put MMA artist in there, but you don't follow or watch it?
Well, so mixed martial artists is what it means, right? The acronym means.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
if I've done multiple martial arts,
Yeah, you're
technically
right.
I'd fit
Yeah,
within
you're
that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. So yeah, you just
everyone
like
knows
doing
what
it, but you don't watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
So
It's-
so do you do multiple martial arts then? You're a true mixed martial artist?
Well, I've stopped doing multiple and I've just focused on the one, which is Systema. It's
Mm.
Russian. I've trained with Sonny Pazurkez and Martin Wheeler when they toured to Australia, and fuck, that was fun. Martin Wheeler trains a lot with police, SWAT, occasionally SF, and Sonny Pazurkez does pretty much the same, but he's got his background in Russian SF.
But,
Spetsnaz.
well, would that technically make you a mixed martial artist? If you just practice one martial art, would that make you a true mixed martial artist?
Well, I suppose if that one does incorporate a bunch of different martial arts into it, like some kind of contemporary, possibly. I mean, but typically when I think of someone who's a mixed martial artist, they've done different forms.
Right. So you would
Yeah.
agree that basically someone who is more versed in more martial arts would probably beat the person who's just a karate artist.
Yeah, I'd lean more towards them. Yeah, of course that doesn't always mean the case, but I would lean more towards them.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're, yeah, exactly.
Um,
All right. Sorry, everybody, for boring you with martial arts.
it's all G. But,
I just wanted to ask you that. I was wondering if you had any favorite fighters or anything.
yeah, no, I did hear about this one UFC one that was a few months back now, and one of the memes I saw for it was KFC fried chicken versus fried rice, because it was an Asian and a black fighter, and so I saw that meme pop up and I was in tears. Didn't know who the fuck they were, but I was in tears. Fried rice versus fried chicken with their photos. Yeah, apparently it was a really good fight as well. But yeah.
Conor McGregor. Fuck yeah.
Conor! Yeah, he just got fucked up by Nate Diaz.
Did he? I didn't see that.
Yeah. I like
I
Conor.
did
I like
watch.
Conor.
Yeah.
I do recall Ronda
He has a really
Rousey
ugly
though.
girlfriend, though.
Oh man, no, she's all right.
No, just for who he is and his attractiveness and like the money he's making and like the level of fighter he is, he should ditch the girlfriend that he's had for like 7 years. And move on, you know.
I think there's two reasons for that. I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One thing I think is loyalty. Like he found a girl. He found it. I would like a girl who was with me before the fame, right?
I get that, but I'm just saying, like, you know, as a dude or as a human being, there's very few. You don't typically get to upgrade, you know, like very often at such a level. Like he could literally get like any woman he wants at this point, and he's with like a 6 or a 5.5. You know.
But you should recognize as a how do I say this?
It's
But you should
virtuous, I guess.
But you should recognize that he's looking past that, looking past who he can get and who he wants to be with.
Well, I'd say he better fucking trade in his man card then, because even as a female, I can say that he's straight up.
But Nevin, let me tell you something. He's getting plenty.
Well, plenty of 5.5 pussy.
No, I mean, like I've seen pictures. He's getting plenty.
Well, okay, fair enough, I guess.
He's going outside his relationship.
Most men do. Well, many men
Do you agree with that? Do you think he should go, like, if you have a girlfriend, he should go outside the game and fuck as many girls as he wants?
Oh, if she's aware of it.
She
I don't
probably
know.
is.
Like I
She probably is.
cheated on cheated before. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but
Well, like if you and me are dating and I got famous, right?
uh,
And I don't know what you are on the 1 to 10 scale. I have no idea. But
you've seen my
all the,
photo, have you not?
no, it's on your
Really?
Twitter, something like that.
No, it's not on that. Here, I'll show you my other Twitter.
Well, what would you
uh,
rate? What would you rate yourself out of 10?
out of 10? I'm like, do I want to sound so conceited? I would say that most people would rate me. I don't know. Ask MMA. I don't know, like a 8 or a 9, maybe.
Did you just say I was cucking her MMA? What the fuck?
Oh wow.
No,
Actually,
fucking the
hang on.
fighter is cucking his wife or girlfriend, whatever she is.
I don't know. What would you rate me MMA?
He's probably
9 or 10.
Okay, there you go.
Okay. Well, anyway, yeah. I
Well.
guess to go with my example, like if I got famous all of a sudden and we were dating, and then I started fucking a bunch of other girls, isn't that the same thing, right?
No, because I'm not a 6 or a 5.5. I'd be the
So
girl.
so if you were
more
not,
like,
if
I'd more than likely be the girl that you'd be leaving your 5.5 to fuck. I wouldn't be the
probably.
5.5 that you'd be stuck with.
Okay,
Well, I've
so
never
why-
seen
so-
you
so why
before, but
was
you
it
sound pretty
invited
cool.
here?
Sorry, what?
I was like, so why was I invited here?
I don't know.
I invited you, man. I thought you'd want to come in.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
Here, MJ,
Anyway.
MJ, I'm sending you a link to my other Facebook my other profile.
You're just gonna make me jealous. Yeah, go
Well,
for it.
no, that way you can judge me on a number scale. I'm fine with that. I'm not shy. There you go.
Well, I guess my point is, if you were if I let's just pretend I'm Connor and you're the girlfriend. If you're more hot,
I wouldn't say that he should go out and fuck other chicks if he was with like a 8, 9, or a 10, right? Because
Okay.
I would class him as like a 9 or a 10 when you factor in like money and looks and so like
he's not bad looking. Yeah, he's not bad.
that. When you factor all those things in, he's like at the top of his game. He's a 10 right now.
But he's a manlet though.
He's a what?
Like a manlet, a short man.
That's okay. That's fine.
Really? Most girls don't like that.
Well, I'm short, so it's like as long as you're not shorter than me, and as long as you don't have syndrome, and as long as your dick isn't as big as your stature or isn't as small as your stature, then I'm fine.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, temptation's a hard thing though. It works with both. Like.
There's something exciting about, and I know it's bad to say, but there's something exciting about like, not about the act of cheating. Well, yeah, I guess, yeah. There's something. It's like so bad, and it's bad to do, and it's like dangerous, I guess.
Yeah, and then for some people, it's like they can't cheat because they have too much guilt.
Yeah. See, I don't have an issue with guilt. It's not like I cheat on I've cheated on one boyfriend, and I do feel I feel pretty bad about that. But not so bad that it like eats away at me. I also think that
as long as you're sorry once, whatever.
what people don't know can't hurt them either, right?
True. But
This person had no idea I was cheating on them.
they could pick up tall tale signs. Like
Yeah, but
there's
I'm saying they didn't, and
yeah.
yeah.
There's a lot of actually subtle hints you can get.
Oh yeah,
from,
I'm pretty
like
good at like cheating or someone.
yeah. It's not even necessarily how they act. It's just more how they smell, how they walk, how they talk. Yeah.
You're good at reading body language and stuff.
Not really. Not myself, really. I guess I'm a little autistic. But
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
don't get offended by the profile I sent you, by the way.
Where'd you send me that?
The Twitter machines.
Oh, cool.
MMA, are you there? What did you say you were going to be distracted by?
He's fapping.
No, ever so much. No, I'm running a few reports. Oh, a few reports.
Oh god.
I got a different question for MMA,
Hmm.
if you don't mind. Whoa, that's your picture, Mistress Morgan?
Mm-hmm.
How come you have a different Twitter name for yourself and then your main persona?
Yeah. Well, because like my feminism fiction Twitter profile is just for my feminism fiction YouTube page, which is in no way related to anything else I do. I
Yeah.
don't want to like mix those things together.
Yeah, one for the boners and one for the smart people.
Yeah, I don't even show myself on my feminism fiction YouTube page.
Hey, more power to you. If I was a hot chick, I would exploit retards too.
That's why I specifically am doing it for that reason. Until
Yeah.
I get 1,000 subs, I'm not showing myself because I don't want people to subscribe to me just because I'm a quote unquote hot chick, right?
Well, unfortunately, a lot of that, probably, some of it probably is.
That's why I wanted to wait until like I'm not showing anything except my voice until I get 1,000 subs. So then at least I can say that like the 1,000 people that first subscribed to me didn't subscribe for like tits, right?
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea, having two separate
Subscribed to me
accounts.
because I had like ideas they agreed with or found interesting or something.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I could exploit it, obviously.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You could totally exploit just your voice, like you're doing, like you were saying, like, oh, just use my voice, and people still like that. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's a good idea. Because
Yeah.
even just with your feminine voice, people will listen to you and follow you. Even if you're ugly, it doesn't matter.
I don't know. I find personally, like if I watch a lot of YouTube videos and stuff. I find men easier to listen to.
Well, that's because you're rational. No, just kidding.
I just find it things that like when men speak, even if they're saying the exact same thing as a woman, I don't know. Like maybe they're like I maybe trust them more or give more credence to what they're saying. I'm not. I don't know.
Well, I mean, we were talking about this the other night. We were saying, I think I said something the room didn't agree with, and you agreed. I said men usually tend to be more rational
Yes.
and more non-religious.
Yeah.
And that has something to do. That just has.
More political and more outspoken, and like look at the ratio of females and males in the Google Hangouts, for instance, right?
Yeah, where do most girls go on YouTube? You know, like reaction videos or makeup videos. They're not really.
stuff,
Yeah,
right?
they're not really looking for intellectual discussion.
Exactly.
Whereas, like, what is Atheist Rue's demographic, like 91 to 9%?
Yeah, I'm part of the 7% of his
7%, yeah.
female audience.
So you're one of those girls that, put I love AIU on the ass.
I've actually I took
Oh,
some
tell-
AIU tit shots, but I didn't send them to him. But I'm going to. He actually
Oh.
just sent me a message on Twitter like an hour ago. Because let's see, what did he say? He said, the request and offer remains. If you'd like to promote your business with a video on my channel, go for it. I'm like, okay, all right. I'll do it.
I don't know if I mentioned this the other day, but I'm a slow convert. I've been following him for years.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah, I've been following him for years with trepidation.
Mm.
I guess I would consider myself a regressive maybe 4 or 5 years ago. But then, watching some of his videos, a little chink in the armor here and there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the breaking point was, what was it? The whole Sam Harris Cenk debate. Yeah, that was like the huge, like, regressive breaking point for me. Because I at that point, I really didn't have too many problems with the Young Turks. I did at that point. I liked how they were like alternative media at the time. but at the same time, they were still so regressive and so backwards in their thinking. They would say things like, Why do all cops have racial discrimination thoughts? They don't. It's ridiculous. All cops are discriminatory? No, they're not.
Did you happen to catch the? It was a CNN thing with Don Lemon and this black police chief. It just happened like last night, I think. It's actually it's pretty interesting. You have this black police chief asking, trying to get Don Lemon to say that he condones the sort of the people who are radical Black Lives Matter people who support killing cops or whatever, and Don Lemon refuses to say he condones it or that he disavows it or whatever. And this cop is saying, it's here. I'll post the link. It's very, very interesting. And Don Lemon's just acting like a regressive pussy.
Just a quick aside, you are a 9.
Yeah, I mean, me personally, I never liked the Young Turks. I thought, in terms of their mentality, I always thought they were amateurish.
Totally, yeah.
Hell yeah.
I just want to say something.
Yeah, they're amateur, but I'd say still at the same time they had some points that were agreeable.
I just wanted to interject you. I haven't been saying much.
Sorry.
MJ, I actually hear you. Young Turks for me were also one of the in the beginning they were sort of advocating I was sort of jumping on their bandwagon kind of thing, and then they started to seem what are they talking about? You started to get against them. I have to say that I think that they started to go into the satirical side. And because I'm the kind of person that doesn't actually subscribe to satirical stuff, and I even don't understand half of it, that maybe I didn't maybe I just sort of steered away from them because of the satirical stuff. But I think that's what happened. I'm not sure, and I could be wrong, but I feel you. In other words, I see what you're talking about the Young Turks. They started out to be fucking great. And it seemed like they sort of sided with the satirical stuff that I just wasn't sure I understood.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on this. I feel like when I watched them, they had a good grasp of certain things, and then on other things, I either ignored or took it for granted. Or didn't think about it too much.
Yeah,
it's like the whole.
It's like you want to give them the excuse because you like them. Yeah, I get it. But I think they went. I'm not sure. Again, I could be wrong. I think they went to the satirical side where I'm the kind of person that doesn't like satire. So maybe that's what it is. I don't know.
Do you guys see the link that I posted? Because it's not showing up for me. But
I don't see a link. No.
Okay. Weird.
Nope.
All right. Oh.
Try again.
Okay. Now I'm seeing it, but paste.
Did you put it on a side chat? Because I don't see it on a side chat.
Yeah, it should be in the side chat right now. I posted it twice now.
I see a trans.
See, it's in the external.
Oh, fuck. Why is it in the external? Jesus Christ. I hate Google Hangouts. This is the first time I've actually ever used Google Hangouts on my phone, so.
Really?
Yeah.
I hear you on that.
Okay, well, it's in the external. At Don Lemon. It's really interesting. I would suggest watching it. It's really, really good.
Well, Nevin, I want to ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
You were pretty quiet when me and Psycho were talking, and that's fine. I don't care. But I feel like you were the only one in that room who would probably agree with me.
Yeah.
And you said nothing.
Yeah, only because I've gotten into it with Psycho so many times. I knew it was pointless. I knew that it wasn't going to go anywhere. So I thought about piping up, but there's really no point with Psycho. He's already stated that. Well, the first thing he said to you essentially was that he thinks Black Lives Matter isn't doing or saying enough, and that his views go far above and beyond that. He's already said that all
Right.
cops are pigs and just worthless idiots who he thinks they
Except when they're his family.
Well,
all
I didn't,
racist.
I didn't hear that part, but yeah, yeah.
Week. So I already know his viewpoints, and like I know that nothing you could say and no amount of statistics or anything is going to change his opinion. So I just stayed out of it.
Even when
really
you
said
point
all-
out that, even when you point out that his family members, as he said so himself, are in the police force, he's like, there's zero such thing as cops are good and all that. I'm like,
I said
oh,
there's
but
no
you're
such
saying
thing
it's
as a
a
good
family?
cop.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh wait,
Right.
but some of your family members are cops? Oh no, they're different. Fuck off, cunt.
Yeah, I mean,
He's a racist pig.
Didn't he say as
how
long
can he?
as they're in uniform, they're shitty people?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love that whole conversation. I mean, he was at a 10, I was about at a 2 or a 3.
No, he's totally. He accuses other people of being racist all the time, but he's one of the most racist
So did,
people I've met. So.
yeah, I think Nadia and Gus called me racist, both of them.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Get used to it. Fucking Simon called me a bigot the other day. I was like shocked.
But
He
I'm
called
just
me a
like, I'm
bigot.
not
He called me a
racist,
bigot
but
right after he said that Islam was a race. That was
right.
cute.
But it's like I'm not racist for bringing up like FBI statistics.
No, but the FBI statistics are inherently racist.
Right. Yeah, because you know what? And I was asking him this, like, oh, did like white people kill people, and then like the black people took the rap for it? No.
I personally, I love how nobody addressed what I was saying. I did say some stuff in the side chat, if you noticed.
A little bit.
Well, I made some fucking good points, and nobody addressed it either. I did bring up the fact, because they said, well, police patrol black areas more often, hence why more black people are arrested. And I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. You could say that, and I might even agree that, yes, there's more patrolling. I would say it's because there's more crime.
Right.
Right? But I'll even grant them, just for the sake of argument, that they're just patrolling more in black areas just because they don't like black people. But even so, you hear about Chicago where there's between 5 and sometimes 50 murders in one weekend. Show me a white city that has even half of that, right? But in Chicago, it's like every weekend, and it's not the white people shooting each other. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I love black people. I fucking do. And I think
Me too.
the view that I have holds them to the same standard as everyone else, rather than fucking babying them as if they're some sort of subhuman species that is not capable of doing things on their own. I think everybody, regardless of your race, is, we all make our own decisions where, people choose if they want to go out and shoot someone. And yes, poverty might play a factor in it, but if you're an adult with a working brain, and I think just because, black people have working brains just like everyone else, you are making that decision if you're going to fucking pull the trigger, right?
Yeah.
And to treat them as if they're not capable of making the same sort of logical, rational decisions as
Hello?
white people.
Hi.
Wait, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, because the reason why is my audio cut out real quick. I just want to say, Nadia's room. There's like this whole thing that they have where, when it comes to racial issues, it's like very easy to get stigmatized in that room as like once you get stigmatized as a racist, it becomes very hard for you to, like, they have this culture where they kind of I guess they target certain people.
Well, Nadia's an SJW herself. I mean,
Wait,
Nadia's an SJW.
what does SJW mean?
Social justice warrior.
Nadia is an SJW.
Right.
She is. She's totally one.
Yeah, the thing is when you're in her room and you present any information that is anti-SJW, they have this huge emotional culture in that room where they immediately they're gonna condemn you as a bad person, attack you.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Well, like I was called a racist. I mean, by herself, and I'm just like, I'm just telling you statistics. I'm not saying that black. And then the other guy did the not all bullshit on me. Oh, well, not all. Like, I didn't say that. I'm just saying, according to the statistics, this is the case. That's all I'm saying, and please address that.
Well, and the other thing I brought up in the side chat, which was interesting, Gus said something about like, oh, it's like all these black people that are getting killed by cops, and I said, actually, no, there's more white people this year and every year who are killed by cops, and obviously you would expect that because there's more white people in general. But if you're making the claim that black people are patrolling that police are patrolling black neighborhoods way more, that doesn't, like, those things don't go together. You know what I mean? So if police are actually overly patrolling black neighborhoods, you wouldn't expect more black or more white people to be killed by cops than black people. So those, you have to decide which is it. Either the cops are unfairly patrolling black neighborhoods, or you're actually going to believe the statistics, which are that way more white people are killed by cops each year than black people.
Right, but is it, and then like at the same time, is it really unfair? Because if you go to places like Mississippi or Arkansas or any of those like white states, it's mostly white people doing the murders and crimes and all that. So is it racist to say like, oh, white people are the main perpetrators in Arkansas? Like,
nope.
No, it's not. It's not unfair.
I don't believe facts can be racist. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't care. I mean, when I was telling the Psycho, like, I was asking him, and you were saying I was instigating him. Maybe.
Well,
maybe.
Well, there were some things you were doing which I wouldn't have done. You know, if I actually wanted to have a valid or a decent discussion. You come on. You were acting willingly, sort of obtuse in order to egg him on.
Obtuse. That's pretty strong. Well,
come on.
What exactly?
You were accusing him of being in Black Lives Matter, even though he said multiple times that he wasn't. You come on.
Well, I don't think that's not what I was implying. I don't imply he was in it. I'm saying he said he agreed with it, and he said he was left of it. He said he was far more radical.
Yeah.
Of Black Lives Matter, and I'm like, how can you be more radical than Black Lives Matter?
Well, you can look at the fucking whatchamacallit. Look at the Black Panthers, right? That's far more radical than Black Lives Matter.
Okay, but if I'm saying that he's more radical than Black Lives Matter, I think that kind of supports my point.
Himself more with like sort of Black Panther, Nation of Islam type militant, pro-black, anti-everything else.
So you're just all right. So your basic objection with me to him is that I was being incendiary and
not even incendiary. I would just say willingly obtuse in order to aggravate him.
No, I wasn't trying to aggravate him. I was trying to, I guess, just start an argument with him.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That like I said, there's really no arguing with Psycho on race. He's done.
I don't know, but to be fair, I don't know him like you do. I don't know him.
No,
I've never met this person.
I know.
Like I mentioned before.
He flipped out on me and booted me from the room before and like muted me, and like he did the exact same thing with me where he's yelling and stuff. But now we're actually able to like, I talk to him nicely and we get along I just don't talk about race with him.
Yeah, and I think we came to that same thing. We ended up talking a little bit after that. I mean,
like his views I think are quite ridiculous, especially about cops and stuff. But just like I was saying earlier, like you can have like core beliefs that are like diametrically opposed to mine, and I'm not gonna hate you for it, or I can still like get along with that person, right? Whatever.
That's pretty commendable, because I mean, for me, I can do the same thing to an extent. And I mean, when it comes to a point where these people say things that I think are very harmful to society, then I'm going to speak up and say, hey, I think what you're saying is stupid and retarded, and you should probably rethink what you're saying, which is what I was doing with King Matthew and
I guess
Psycho, and I think it's better to raise consciousness than capitulate.
No, I get that, but I guess my viewpoint on it is that these people aren't going to change, you know. No.
Yeah, but I don't agree. I don't agree with that. No, I don't think they're not.
Yeah, but no amount of logic and reasoning, depending on who it is, I would say for someone like Psycho, no amount of logic and reasoning, especially from a white person, is going to change his viewpoints. Because you're
But at
just
the same time, but I see what you're saying. Yeah, maybe he's not changeable.
yeah.
Maybe, but at least he moved away from. I mean, I'm assuming he came from a black Christian family. I don't want to.
No, not even necessarily Christian though. Like
I don't want to pigeonhole him like that, but I mean, he came from a position where it was more popular to be religious. So he broke away from that because his name is Psycho-Atheist, right? Psycho-Atheist.
Yeah, but his name, like, I don't know why you're bringing religion into this.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's more skeptical minded to be an atheist. So if he's strong enough skeptically to be an atheist.
I'm sorry. I have to interject here because I'm a son of a bitch of an atheist. So you want to explain that last statement?
You're a son? Sorry?
I'm a son of a bitch of an atheist. I'm almost an anti-theist. So do you want to explain that last statement you just made?
Which last statement?
Well, I think you're more skeptically minded than your parents were. You looked at your religion. I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I don't know you too well, Patrick. But I feel like you looked at religion skeptically and said, "This isn't for me." You looked at it objectively.
Yeah, I did that. The only reason why I just jumped in and attacked you just now because you seem to be making an assumption, and you sort of threw out that label atheist as if it was all atheists are the same kind of thing. And I know that you didn't mean it that way, but I'm trying to give you the Reader's Digest version.
Yeah, that did.
I like that you interjected. I like that. Thank you for interjecting.
Got that as well from what you're saying. It did kind of seem like you were saying that.
Okay. I would like to fix that then. I don't mean to say that.
Yeah, I was pretty sure you didn't mean that, but yeah.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I like to think of myself as, well, I don't want to make it like a brag or something. I just think of myself as somewhat of an intellectual, even though I am humbled by many intellectuals. And I want to state
that's very intellectual right there.
We're all
that.
individuals, and you know, there's this habit of putting all label people into a single bucket, like all atheists are the same, all Christians are the same, and all, you know, whatever are the same. This labeling and this obvious racism. It's the same thing as racism. You know, it's like, oh, blacks are the same. It's that sort of thing. And I'm telling you right now, I'm a fucking son of a bitch of an atheist. I am not the same as all the atheists. You know, I have my own individualities. Yeah. I have my own ideas. I have my own reasons for saying things that I say. You know, we're not the same. We're all human. We're all different.
Yeah, a rejection of a belief in a God, you know, is just. Yeah, I would say there's way more that is different about atheists than are things that are similar, right? It's just one tiny thing, you know, to do with your worldview, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, the fact is that I'm the only atheist in my family, but I can't deny that I have brothers and sisters, and you know, I can't deny that the fact that they are my blood. But the fact is, I'm the only atheist in my family. Same as I have one of my newest friends is a great friend, and he's constantly trying to talk to me about, you know, Jesus and all this other stuff. I'm like, you know, without telling him to fuck off, I be polite and, you know, tell him that, you know, it's not like I don't think he's a good person, because he obviously is my friend, so therefore I must think that he's a good person, which he is. But it's one of those things you can't be apologetic about it. I can't be apologetic to my friend about the fact that I'm totally like, it's a fucking fantasy, you fucking dickhead. But I can't be telling him that. At the same time, I'm not going to say that he's not a good person just because he believes in a fucking fantasy, because he is. He's a wonderful person. He helped me out, and I helped him out, and we help each other out. One hand washes the other. It's not about that. It's about trying to make this other person realize the reality.
I totally appreciate what you're saying. I like everything that you had to say. Can you connect the dots with what I said, though? I mean, I would like to know your disagreement with what I said.
I'm gonna try. I have to admit, I'm drinking.
Me too. Me too. Cheers. Cheers.
And I appreciate what you're saying right now. It seems like you something you said before, and forgive me for not actually knowing your quote. Something that you said sort of labeled atheists.
You essentially said, well, something like, well, he's an atheist, so clearly he's like skeptical about things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you were implying that. Yeah, we were talking. I was saying that Psycho's views are hard to change, and he's not going to listen to things from us. And you.
Oh yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay. What I meant was he's skeptical on religious claims. Sorry.
Yeah, but
he's
skeptical
on certain things.
Well, and that's why I was saying, why are you even bringing it into it?
But doesn't that?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It's not really too relevant.
Right. Doesn't that put your statement doesn't that put atheists, as you pointed out to be atheists, in a bucket?
Yeah,
Yes.
kind of like it's
Yes.
impossible for an atheist to be like irrational or something.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I agree with you guys.
So
Yeah,
I
I
came
totally.
out and I said, wait a minute. I resemble that remark. In other words, I'm an atheist. Like I don't think I'm in that bucket.
Yeah, Patrick, I totally agree with you. Totally. Yeah, just because you're an atheist doesn't mean you're skeptical.
Well.
Skeptical of religion.
Isn't that? But that is the case. But that is your main point, though, right?
A skeptic. Yeah. Okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think we understand each other. Thank you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate what you said. Thank you.
I'm ordering food right now. I'm starving.
What you ordering?
I'm thinking I'm gonna order from Boston Pizza.
Oh shit! You're on the East Coast.
Oh, I'm in Canada.
I can order from my own refrigerator. I think
The East Coast of Canada?
I think I have a couple of pieces of frozen pizza left. I think I have some of my own tuna casserole left. I think I have.
I went out for sushi earlier. I have like
I have some
leftover
meatloaf and tuna loaf left.
leftover sushi teriyaki, but I don't really feel like eating it right now.
And I have a microwave.
I order food probably way more than I should. I just don't like cooking or cleaning.
Depends on what you're ordering, right?
Well, I only order things I like, so.
I mean, is it mostly healthy or is it mostly unhealthy?
I don't really concern myself too much with eating really healthy. That's actually like not a concern of mine at all.
Really? Because you look like a 9. You look like a 9, so you're probably concerned, right?
Everything that I cook is healthy. So if I have leftovers, it's healthy.
Yeah, no, typically I order like pizza and cheesecake and stuff.
Do you purge at all?
No, I used to. I used to have an eating disorder, but I haven't for many years. Yeah, my weight is just like regulated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't eat a lot when I eat though, so that's why, right? I weigh like 150.
Portion size. Yeah, portion size is
Oh
important.
man, you just talked over her weight. What the hell's wrong with you, dude?
I was just saying I weigh 115 pounds, so not 50, 15, 115.
Wow, that's great.
How short are you?
Listen,
I'm
sweetie.
5'2".
I weigh possibly 125.
Ah, are you joking?
I'm not. 125, 127, 128.
Yeah, it's all about portion size.
I'm a skinny guinea.
Little guy.
I'm
Yeah.
6'1", 200.
But I eat well. I eat properly. Or at least I try to eat properly. I don't follow any diets. I just simply eat properly.
Yeah, that is a healthy weight, though. About right around the 120, 130, 140. That is a healthy weight for. I don't know how tall you are, Pat. How tall are you, Patrick?
I'm a skinny guinea. Yes, I'm Italian. Obviously, my name is Festa. I'm 5'5", 5'4",
5'5"?
5'6". I'm not, my license says 5'6", but that's full of shit. I'm not 5'6". Yeah. Anyway.
That is a healthy weight then, yeah. Right around that.
Yeah, you got to eat your veggies. You got to eat, I'm not a vegan, I'm not a vegan. I'm not any of those sort of things. But I do believe in eating lots of vegetables, and other meats. I just made myself and my father pork chops tonight, and lots of veggies. In other words, it's about eating properly. It's not about this fucking diet that has this person's name on it. It's about eating properly.
Yeah, there's a new food pyramid too by the Harvard studies. They have new studies of what you should eat. The pyramid looks a lot different from what ours looked like when we were younger. The food pyramid when we were younger is mostly bread.
I'm not looking at any pyramids. I'm looking at my hungers. I crave things. I have a distinct belief that sometimes when I crave something, it means that I need it. For example,
Really?
Sometimes I occasionally drink too much. So
yeah, me too.
the next day I wake up with a hangover, and I crave these fresh green string beans. It means that to me it actually means something. It means that this is what my body is craving. So I go to the supermarket and I sit there and I buy a half a pound of them, and I sit there and munch on them, and it makes me feel better. There is something about that. There's something I don't know the exactness. I don't know the actual science, and I am a science enthusiast. But the fact is that there's something about the fact that my body is craving this, even though I just poisoned the fucking piss out of it, and the next day my body is asking me to feed it, whatever vegetables it's craving. There's something about that. There's something that says. The reason why I'm craving these things is because these are the things that the alcohol poisoning caused me to deplete my body of, and it seems like a sort of a self-intuitive thing. It's like my body asks me to feed it these things, and that's why it should be done, and I do it, and it does make me feel better, even though I should just simply stop drinking so much.
Yeah, that's definitely a fair assessment. Yeah, and a lot of people they have different desires once they have a hangover. Like one way to cure a hangover is hair of the dog, which is keep drinking. And then the other solution
that's a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing because I actually experienced that.
Yeah.
The hair of the dog is actually does work, but it also creates alcoholists.
Yep, alcoholism.
Because if you get into that habit of curing your hangover by the hair of the dog, you easily become an alcoholic. I've experienced that once, and I was patting myself on the back for recognizing the intellectual thing about this. I did it once, and it actually does work. I'm here to tell you that it actually does work.
Yeah, it does.
I was totally fucking hungover, and I was at this sort of party. I was possibly 20-something. I'm 57 now, but I was 20-something years old, and I was at this party, and I said, okay, fine, I'll try it this one time, and it worked. But I was smart enough to realize that this is why alcoholism works. This is why alcoholism exists, because it works. So I decided to not follow that path, but that doesn't mean I don't drink anymore. I just realized that,
And here's maybe a generational gap between the two of us. I'm 28, so if I want to solve a hangover, I'll smoke some weed.
Yeah.
And that makes the hangover. Maybe that's not prevalent for your generation. Actually, but it is for mine.
I used to be somewhat of a fucking pothead myself, and it's okay. That's okay. Actually, I'm going to advocate that because I think that smoking weed instead of drinking is actually a good thing.
Oh yeah, totally. Like if I caught my kids smoking weed compared to alcohol, I'd be way more upset at the beer or the alcohol.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, but
When I was a teenager, I used to go camping a lot, and my friends, and um, I actually drank a case of Genesee Cream Ale before I set before I set my tent up, and I actually ended up setting my tent up within actual coolness. But that's when I was smoking weed. I cannot do that. If I were to drink that same case of Genesee Cream Ale without smoking weed, I could not do that.
I think weed's a perfect segue to any drug. Like for example, they've done tests on heroin addicts, people who are just coming off heroin, and the best recourse for getting off of heroin is smoking a bunch of weed, because you're replacing it with a less intense high.
You're replacing it with a mundane high.
Yeah, a mundane high compared to heroin. I've never done heroin myself, but I've known friends who have, and they're
the government or the powers that be try to convince people that weed is a dangerous thing. You know, it leads to other drugs. No, it does not.
Not me anyway. I've never gone past it.
In fact, weed is less dangerous than alcohol.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's a fact. You know, I'm an old fucking fart, and I know that, and it's just one of those things.
It's just too bad though, because like when you're a heroin addict, they give you methadone, which is not helping you. It's basically feeding your heroin addiction. It's not feeding your addiction problem. If you move down from heroin to weed, that is a more a realistic way to get off heroin.
Yeah, I can't say much about that because I've never been. Although I have a daughter who has been in a heroin addict. I'm saying this on live. Oops. Anyway, yeah, I can't say much about that.
Yeah, it's anecdotal. Whatever.
Yeah. Anyway, MJ, thank you.
Yeah. What happened to MMA and Transient? You guys still here?
Yeah, I'm the one actually running the room, dude.
How you doing? What do you think about
He's
all this?
listening. He's like absorbing all this. Like, wow, this is actually going on in my hangout.
Well, Transient, like you brought me in here. I want to hear your opinions too, dude.
Yeah, and just so you know, I did send you the email, and the only reason I sent the email because I want to, I probably do want to have hangouts every day as like a counter to like Nadia's hangouts.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah, I like that. You should be a counterweight.
Here's a hint. Here's a hint. Don't ever say that again. Have your hangouts exactly what you were just saying, but leave the words Nadia. Leave those words out and just have your fucking hangouts because.
Okay, yeah. So what I want to do.
You're doing fine. Yeah, I'm here and we're having a good conversation. But the minute you mentioned that word, it brought it down.
Okay, I guess. It's a count. Well, it's not. Forget it. But I just want to have a hangout room open that's objective, where anyone with any viewpoint can come in and speak their piece without having like being shut down or anything like that. So what I did is I just emailed. Let me finish. I just emailed you. So what I'm gonna do is I want to have the hangouts every day. What I'm gonna do is I'll email you and let you know that I'm gonna have a hangout, and then once I start it, I'll like give you the mods, and even if I'm not on, then you can just run it, or you can give the mods to whoever wants to trust whoever can run it. So there can be a room open,
That's
dude, mod me. I'll never silence anybody unless
that's
they're
very generous of
horn
you.
bombing.
That's very generous of you. I'm on sporadically, and I'm sometimes off for 3 days in a row. That's very generous of you. And anyway, you're doing a good job. Anyway, my advice to you is don't be ready to give mods to people without knowing them first.
Oh yeah,
I like you. I like you, Patrick. I like you.
I've talked to MJ. He's cool.
Yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool. I just want to tell you that don't feel obligated to give mods to me because I'm probably not going to be on. You know, I come on, I get drunk, and I love to be on when I'm drunk.
But you know what? At least you're more rational than some of these mods.
I'm not on as so don't feel too free about giving mods, but I appreciate your added your intentions.
You know what? That's why I like you even more, because you're more skeptical about yourself. I like that.
Yeah, because thank you for that. You know what?
Cheers.
Cheers. I think I need to steal another glass of wine because I'm empty.
I'm not drinking wine, but I'll cheers with you.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, I agree with you, Transient Pod, that there needs to be a counterweight to her debate channels.
Yeah,
because she runs her channel like a dictatorship. She really does. I mean, I'm just being totally honest with you here. She mods these people like Gus, who kicked me and Nevin out. Nevin didn't say anything wrong. Nevin agreed with me, and he kicked her out for no reason. I mean, that should not be happening. If Nadia had a problem with me personally, okay, fine, kick me. Okay, fine. But why do you kick Nevin out? Nevin is innocent.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Gus behave that way. I thought it was funny, but you know, it was kind of funny, but it was fucked up too. Like a few days ago, he kicked out 2 people that he said that they were race baiting, but they were really, you know, just expressing their viewpoints on things, and he just kicked them both out, and he just starts talking about what he wanted to talk about. You know, I don't like that kind of stuff.
I mean, I really resented that too, because I've had plenty of black friends. I've had plenty of people of other ethnicities as my friends, and I don't consider them less of people. I don't see why me talking about certain topics makes me a racist just because I want to have the discussion.
Yeah. I mean, as you know, and how should I say? I don't know. Like there's a whole clique on Nadia's channel that's just like they're all in lockstep with each other. Like, if you're not a part of that little clique, you know, you're gonna get booted and kicked and talked over. And Gus just destroys Hangouts. He just really destroys Hangouts.
I stopped talking to Nadia's Hangouts about I lost count how many months ago. I started out with Nadia's Hangouts, and
yeah, me too. Yeah. Well, let me tell you guys something. I feel like I'm gonna get big on YouTube at some point, so you know, I want you guys to be a part of it if I ever do that.
Okay.
I want to have Hangouts. Yeah, I got all the equipment I have to make a big channel, and I mean, I really want to have a free open debate channel as well, alongside any other channel I make. A channel where anybody can talk about anything they want to. No one's silenced. No one's looked down upon because of that. And you know, the only people that get banned are people who are doing stupid shit like porn bombing. I mean, why should somebody be silenced just because they disagree with you? I don't understand that. I mean, that's basically why me and Nevin got banned. I can't even get in Nadia's chat room right now.
Yeah, you're absolutely right on that. You know, and I don't understand why she. You know, you need to understand the relationship. Like, how long have you known Gus? How long? Have you known?
Today. That's it.
Okay, like here's what you don't know about Gus. Gus, it's just gonna blow your mind. Gus has been involved with Nadia since the spring of 2015. That's when I first met him going into Nadia's room.
That's why I said today.
Okay, hold on. Here's the thing. Did you know that Gus was blocked from Nadia's channel for almost a year?
Why did he get unblocked?
And the reason he was blocked first was because I guess you know how Nadia's always asking for money and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, what Nadia did is, well, what Gus did, I guess he went onto her crowdfunding site somehow and manipulated something, and she blocked him for that. All right, so he's blocked for almost a year. She lets him back in, and then just recently, like 3 or 4 months ago, and at first he's all nice and stuff. Oh, thank you for letting me in. Then he's right back. He was always the way he is right now. Even back in the spring of 2015, he was the same way back then. Except the only thing back then is he didn't have mods.
The thing is, that all this gossip stuff that I steer away from. This is why I haven't been on Nadia's Hangouts for like 6 or more months.
Oh, I mean, I didn't mean to gossip. I'm just filling them in on Gus. Like that's Gus's story. Like and then at one point, believe it or not, he even was gonna flag Nadia's channel after believe it or not.
It's the little girl gossiping bullshit. I'm an old fucking fart. Do you understand? I'm a 57-year-old.
You might be an old fart, but you sound rational to me.
It's like keeping up with the Kardashians, you know? It's like what the fuck is this?
Dude, I feel the same thing. Patrick, I feel the same thing as you. I feel this. Okay, I'm a lot younger than you, but I feel the same way. Like all these young people are fucking stupid, right? I mean,
well, who the fuck gives a shit, right?
I mean, but I guess my point was like I feel older than people in my generation. I feel like I had to grow up faster. Or more, like, I mean, it's hard to explain because I'm a millennial myself, but having grown up in the millennial age, you have these people who are very, very regressive in their thoughts. They're very, very regressive, and you have to combat that with facts and evidence, and they don't want to hear that. What do you do with that?
It's like you don't even have to say anymore. The thing is, why are you guys even talking about somebody else? It's like, you know, I don't want to hear about who's fucking who. I don't want to.
Yeah, exactly. I don't care.
I don't want to hear about who's keeping up with the Kardashians. I don't want to hear about that. I want to hear about interesting stuff. You know.
High five.
All right. Yeah.
High five.
But I mean, I just want to fill you in on that. But what I was gonna say is that I was like kind of a conversation with Darwin's Deity the other day about like he was trying to tell me about what was he trying to say? He was trying to say that that basically the laws of nature were simply by chance, and therefore they don't constitute anything, or I think, what was he trying to say? He was trying to say like the universal laws of the universe or something are by chance, or they're the same, you know, a thing as random chance, and therefore there's no basis in them. Like he was just really like. But I ended up I held my own against him pretty good, and he got so exasperated he just left the hang. It was in Brett Keen's room, and he left the hangout.
Brett Keen's
room. Yeah. Okay, never mind.
Seriously, Brett Keen. Wow. Is there a bigger piece of shit on YouTube than Brett Keen? I don't know.
Thank you for that.
I mean, honestly, like this guy will say anything to get attention. Anything.
Yeah, my first experience with Brett Keen was when I was I bought a new tablet, and I was trying to figure out how Google Hangouts on tablet works, and Brett Keen basically pissed me the fuck off. I'm not even going to elaborate on that.
He just has to say anything that comes out of his mouth.
Yeah,
I mean,
Brett Keen is look. This is live, and I'm gonna say this on live air. Hey, by the way, people, Brett Keen is a fucking scumbag, scum of the earth piece of shit. Hey,
well, you know, it's so funny though.
Patrick Manfesta just said that. Yes, he did.
It's so weird. Are you familiar with Brett Keen history or Brett Keen history?
Yeah.
I mean, Brett Keen's history is so.
Even care. You know what? Fuck him.
But I agree with you. Fuck him. But his history is so fucking ridiculous. He started off as the most popular atheist channel back in like 2006, 2007, and he inspired people like Steve Shives and TJ and the Amazing Atheist.
That's why he's a scum of the earth. Anyway, I really don't like talking about gossip.
Why is he the scum just because he inspired good channels?
Because of the fact that he's a liar. Because of the fact that he lies.
So basically, him being a scumbag means that the people who made better channels are just as bad as him. Is that what you mean?
No. I don't know if he did that or not, but if he did, that's fine. But
he definitely inspired atheist channels. He definitely did.
The fact is that he plays people.
Oh, I agree, Patrick. I definitely agree with you. He's a scumbag, a piece of shit. I definitely agree with you totally. But he definitely does deserve credit for starting an atheist movement on YouTube. He definitely does. Whether you want to agree with that or not, he was.
I came into Google in 2015, and I may not have been aware of some of the things he has done before then, but I know that when I came in, I recognized him as the scumbag he is.
Well, you're totally justified in that. You are. I think he's the scumbag. I think he's never going to be anything better than he is right now, which is a leech off of TJ, and he basically wants TJ's attention. But at the same time, without him, how many atheist channels would exist today on YouTube? I don't know.
I don't know either, but I came into Google thinking that I can meld my Facebook group with YouTube, and Google turned out to be a fucked up thing. I have a group in Facebook, and if you want to know about it, I'll tell you. But if I'm not going to say it unless you ask me.
Oh, sure, go for it.
Well, I have 4,000 members in a Facebook group of mine, and 4,000 plus. And I try to when I first started in Google, I thought that I was going. I had these grandiose ideas, and it turns out that I learned that Google fucking sucks.
I could take the focus off of us for a second. Sugar, why are you saying that we're just... Why won't you talk to us, Sugar?
I think I made it pretty clear. I came in, I was invited by Transient, and I'm just not interested in this topic. But I'm listening patiently.
Well, what do you want to talk about, Sugar?
No, you invited me in, hon. I'm just... Yes,
Sugar,
sir.
I want to...
Sugar, by the way, a long time no see, and I'm glad you're actually in this hangout where I am in. I was watching your other hangout, and Patrick Fester was a topic of the other hangout. Anyway, thank you, Sugar, for staying with us.
You're welcome.
You're saying, are you kidding me? I know what happens to people who openly talk like this in a live hangout. I've done my time in hell. Thank you anyway.
Yeah.
If you don't like what we're talking about, why are you here?
Okay, why don't you read the next statement that I made on there?
I came to support you, TP.
Transient Pod. He invited me. I came.
Can you tell me what you disagree with?
No, he doesn't disagree with anything. He just doesn't find what we were talking about interesting.
I don't have to comment on everything if I don't want to. I mean, do I have to?
No. You're bitching in the comments section. So if you want
bitching.
If you want to talk, and
MJ,
get in on this.
MJ.
If you want to get on it, talk on it.
MJ. Transient Pod invited me. I came in and was polite. You put in there Sugar talk. I put down why I wasn't talking. I put in there that why I came in. You had everything. So what's your motivation to...
I'm just asking why you want to talk to me. Why won't you talk to me? Why don't you talk to us or talk to me? Why are you talking in the side chat? What's the point?
You know
Why
what?
don't you talk to us in person?
Good luck. Good luck. I do talk to people in person all the time.
Talk to me.
She does. Sugar.
What do you want to know?
Sugar.
I don't want to
Hold
know
on,
anything.
Patrick.
I just want to know why
Hold on,
you're. I just want
Patrick.
to know why you're complaining in the side chat. What exactly?
I didn't complain.
Sugar.
Please.
You didn't complain.
Patrick.
You said this is
Patrick.
a really strange. It's a switch mic. I mean, what do you mean? You
Oh,
are
that was
my chat.
who complained?
Guys.
Hold on, Patrick. Stop. What is it?
Why do I have
Why
to
am I complaining?
talk to
Tell
you
me
and
what I'm
talk-
complaining about. I haven't said a word yet. I came in here. It switched my account. I've never done that. I don't know why I came in on that account. All I said was, that's strange. It switched my account. Now, if you want to read it as if I'm complaining without confirming that with me, then that's your mistake. Then
Well,
I'm going to go over again what I just told you, and I don't have to speak. I was invited. If you don't like that, then maybe you do
Keep
what you need to
silent
do.
then. All right. Bye.
Guys, please stop. Sugar.
He's going to have to learn his own way. He knows what's going on here. He's going to be a big
All
star
right,
someday.
whoa. Okay, let me just say this. This is ridiculous.
I'm just trying to talk
But
to
I
Sugar.
don't like women who are like condescending assholes.
Listen,
Sorry.
I'm
Trust
just
me, buddy, I'm not a feminist, so don't
You
don't
are a
group me in with them.
condescending asshole.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
I mean,
Well,
look
Alright,
at
hold
what
on.
you said in the side
Thank you,
chat.
sir.
actually
Thank
just-
you.
Look at what you said in the side chat. You
Hey,
are
if that's what
condescending.
you
I am seriously
Okay.
just simply trying to talk to Sugar. And
All I said was sugar talk. What's the problem with that? What's the problem?
What are you, the law? I didn't complain anything about. I gave you a reason why I wasn't speaking. I didn't
Okay, then
complain.
don't talk. Okay, then don't talk. Bye. Bye.
Okay, whoa.
Wow, he must think I'm new around here.
Well, I mean, I just want to hear you. I just want to hear.
That's
I want to
that's
hear
it,
your
that's
opinion.
it.
I want to
That's
hear
it,
your
That's
opinion.
it. Stop. All I'm trying to do is say hello to Sugar.
Me
Sugar.
too. Me
Sugar,
too. I love
shut up
everybody
for
in
a
here,
second.
but
How
I
are
mean,
you,
apparently.
Patrick?
Shut the fuck up for a second. Sugar, I'm sorry. It's been a long time. I'm just glad you're here.
Thank you, honey. It's nice to be here.
Stop being a cuck, Patrick. I mean, I welcome her voice in here too. So what the fuck are you saying there? I welcome her voice. I want to hear her. That's why I said talk, Sugar. Talk. Not hey, silence yourself. I want to hear you talk. I don't want to silence you. I want to hear your opinions. If you think we're boring, I want to hear your opinions.
Why would I say that? That would be rude.
But basically that's what Patrick said about you.
You asked me in the side chat. I responded in the side chat. Now you're criticizing what I did.
MJ,
What is wrong with
MJ,
getting
we
it?
agree on a lot of things. We agree on a lot of things, and I appreciate your agreements on my stuff. But please don't speak for me.
Okay. But what is wrong with me saying please speak for yourself, Sugar?
Speak for myself.
Yeah, I just want to hear you talk. That was what I said in the side chat. Please talk.
Okay. Can I ask you something? Is at what point do you decide when I get to talk or when I want to talk?
Go ahead, whenever you want. If you don't want to, that's fine. Sorry.
Well, I
My
didn't
bad.
want. I
My
didn't
bad.
want to. I was being polite.
Okay. Good for you.
But yet you get me to talk, and then you call me a big mouth bitch. Was it? Big mouth bitch. Was it? Okay.
Really? Let's rewind the tape.
I don't know. I'm asking you. What was it that you called me for not talking and then talking to
I
explain
never
myself?
called you a big mouth bitch. No.
Oh, I don't. A loud mouth bitch. It was something.
No. I never called you a bitch.
Oh, okay. I said it was something.
I just want you to explain. If you're in the chat complaining about what we're saying, I would like you to express what you're saying.
Complain. I responded to what you said. You may call it complaining all you want, but it
Sugar
was
talk.
not.
So sugar talk is a
All
complaint
right,
to you.
so
And I said, "Are you kidding?"
I know that this is not my hangout, but Sugar, because I love you so much, I'm gonna say this.
Patrick, I would
think
watch what you
this-
say
I
to me
think
right
that
now.
I think that there's a
I would
misunderstanding.
watch what you say to
Sugar,
me
sugar,
right now.
sugar. Let me speak for a second. I
Let
think
let
there's-
him speak because he's on your side.
Transient? No, he's
I
not on my
think
side.
there's a misunderstanding
He's on the
here.
side of his alcohol
I
right
think
now.
there's a
That's it.
misunderstanding here. I think there's
Let
a
him
misunderstanding.
talk, Sugar. Jesus.
I think there's a misunderstanding here.
What?
Sugar. There's sort of an adversary thing going on here, and I think that he's trying to sort of like let you talk, but there's a sort of a combative thing going on here.
Are you missing the point, Patrick? Patrick,
no, sugar,
I wasn't
sugar.
speaking because I was being polite.
Okay, I know you.
Now I'm being called out for sitting and being polite.
No, I know that. I agree with you. You definitely have justification for feeling. Okay, I'm done. Fuck it.
I don't have any I don't think we have too many disagreements here. I don't think we really have a justification to argue.
I think that we're being all apologetic.
Right. I don't think. I mean, Sugar.
I have a pet peeve. I have a pet peeve against apologetics, and I think that's what's going on here.
I mean, Sugar. I don't want to. Downgrade your opinions or anything. I'm just trying to talk to you. That's all.
All right. I think.
Is that fair enough? I don't want to say you're a dumbass or anything like that. I just want to hear you out. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Is that fair enough? Is that fair enough?
Well, yeah, I was going to speak when I was ready to speak, but I was forced to speak when I wasn't ready to speak. So I'm not quite sure what you want me to say now.
I whatever you want to say.
Okay, I'm going to go back to being quiet. I was enjoying listening to you guys.
Okay.
MJ.
Well, it was nice talking to you.
MJ,
it was nice talking to you,
MJ,
Sugar.
Nice talking to you
I
too.
just want to tell you something, MJ.
Okay.
It's in my opinion, anyway, it's okay that somebody likes to hang out and just listen, and that's what she was doing.
Yeah.
I do feel that you sort of put her on the spot.
Maybe. Yeah. I mean, but she was talking in the side chat about me.
I was not talking in the side chat about you. For the last time, you said to me, Sugar, talk. I responded to you simply by saying, no thank you, and here's why. Traditionally, we don't, do stuff like that unless you really want to fuck with somebody. So if I
don't want to fuck with you. I don't want to.
Dude, keep doing what you do. You know what? You have to learn the way everybody else learns around here. Do what you do. Nobody can tell you how to play your game. It's your game, right? I can do what I want. You can do what you want. This is what you were saying, right?
Yeah,
because everybody gets to come in here and have their own opinion.
Yep.
And so I can walk away from this and be absolutely okay. I know who I am. And if you don't want to take the time to get to know who I am, that's on you.
I do, though. That's why I said please talk.
And I told you why in the side chat, and I was being polite.
Okay.
All right, can we move on now? But I want to talk about what my conversation with Darwin's deity. I mean, I think I did a good job because at the end of it, he stormed out of the hangout. And actually, Brett Keane actually kept on trying to intervene, piecemeal here and there, but he couldn't handle me either, so he just finally shut up himself, and it was just hilarious how...
Well, you're in a Brett Keane hangout. What do you expect?
Yeah, but he didn't even, Brett didn't even intervene effectively. He would come in with his little droning voice, and...
well, I mean, Brett Keane, he loves the drama. He loves the drama. He loves the drama. He does.
He couldn't handle it,
I mean, honestly, if Brett could be offered a job on a fucking soap opera, he would take it immediately.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because Brett Keane is a soap operatist, basically. I mean, he loves drama. That's what he lives on. He lives on the drama from everybody he associates with. Anybody he talks to, he talks shit on. He wants to have a drama debate on. Everyone he.
And if he starts to get pushed into a corner, he will cut you off.
It's too bad though, because I mean, Brett Keane was like the first atheist on YouTube. It's so weird.
But that's
so
just,
weird.
But that's just it. He's a liar. He's not an atheist.
He might be. No, hold on.
No,
Patrick.
no.
Hold on. I don't think I agree with you on that.
No. He does that. That's how he makes his money, or that's how he fucking plays his game.
So like, Patrick, you would say he's an atheist.
He's like this. He's like, okay, so this is how I think these guys think. So I'm gonna be like one of them.
What? Yeah. Break down Brett Keane.
I thought I just did.
Well, I think he runs more on attention. He cares more about the attention he gets, because he'll go after people like TJ, the Amazing Atheist, all the time. You know why he does that, though? For attention. He doesn't do it because he really hates TJ.
But that's the point. That's what I'm trying to make. In other words, he literally, if he thinks that he needs to become an atheist, even though that's bullshit.
I think he is one.
That's what he will do, to gain the audience.
Well, Patrick, what do you think about this? What do you think about the idea that maybe Brett Keane is an atheist who acts he's an atheist, but he takes on the religious persona.
Dude, I'm sorry. Brett Keane is not an atheist.
I think he is.
He pretended to be at one time, but
no, he wasn't pretending. No. Because
I'm almost afraid to say that, quote, trust me on this, unquote, but trust me on this.
No, but hold on though, Brett Keane. I've been on YouTube for a long fucking time. Brett Keane was truly an atheist back in the day.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube for 4-ish years.
But he's inspired atheists. He inspired atheist channels.
No, I don't give a fuck. He did not inspire me. I could tell you that.
Okay, that's fine. But there's plenty of channels he inspired.
I joined Google Hangouts in 2015. Okay, he did not inspire me. I only learned of Brett Keane in 2015.
Well, I think that's a fair point.
Brett Keane is a fucking cunt. Period. End of sentence. I'm sorry.
No, I want to have some common ground on this. I really do.
There is no common ground on Brett Keane. Brett Keane is a con artist.
Yes, of course he is. But when he first started YouTube, he was genuine. Before he did all the doxing, before he did all the plagiarism, before he did all the other things that got him kicked off YouTube, he was genuine. He totally was. But he got caught.
Dude, once a con artist, always a con artist. That's what he was. That's what he was trying to do.
I mean, fair enough. I mean, I can't refute.
He was trying to do that the entire time.
Fair enough. Maybe he was always in it to, screw people over. Maybe he was always in it for that. I can't know for sure. Maybe you're right on that. But for me, I started watching YouTube because of people like TJ and Brett and Coctimus Prime and people like old school YouTubers, old atheist YouTubers.
Dude, do you honestly think that Coctimus Prime is like old school?
Not compared to
are you serious? Are you fucking? Come on.
Well, he was influenced. Well, I mean, to be honest,
it's a guy who fucking loves Transformers, who twisted the name Optimus Prime. Come on, dude.
But he's still. But if you look at his channel,
I'm sorry. You missed. I love you, but you missed the point.
Please tell me what I missed.
You missed the fact that Coctimus Prime is a twist on the word Optimus Prime, which is Transformers, whatever.
So what?
it's because it's because it's new, because it's older than because it's newer than I am.
So what if I made a name called like Atheist Pokemon? Does that mean I don't have any points because I reference Pokemon?
I don't know, man. You're just making shit up right now. I don't know.
But I just don't see why you brought up Transformers.
What I'm trying to point out to you is that I have my excuse my fantasy loving Harry Potter thing, but I have my dark detectors, okay, and my sneaker scope is making a lot of noise right now.
Really? So what does that say about what I'm? So you think your radar's going off with what I'm saying? So what do you think about me?
I like you, and I think that you're probably a lot younger than I am.
That's true. I'm 28. But I mean, what do you think about what I'm saying about early YouTuber or early YouTube atheists like Brett Keane, TJ,
I think that
all these other.
What you consider early YouTube and what I consider early YouTube are two different things.
I don't know about that though, because when did YouTube get started? Like 2005, 2004, something like that, right? Something like that. But I mean, that's when I basically started watching YouTube. When it was basically like the rating systems was, one plus ones and minus ones and shit. I mean, I've been on here forever. I've been a lurker. I have my own channel now. It's not very big. It's like 100 subscribers.
It's definitely difficult. What is difficult is that the fact that you are honest with me, and you're honest in telling me that you're 20-something years old and 57 years old. So there is definitely a generation gap here, and I'm not sure. And I have to be honest with you. And that's why I like you, because we understand that there is a generation gap here. So both of us are not sure what we're talking about, but there is something wrong here.
What do you think is the biggest? 'Cause I think I agree with you that there's a generation gap, but what do you think is the biggest gap between us? I mean, you don't know me very well. I don't know you very well, but
It's a
think?
good question. It's a good question. I am thinking about it.
Because you said you're 45, right, or 55?
No, I'm fucking 57 years old.
57. Okay.
I keep pushing 60, but
You're my dad's age.
The funny thing is that the harder I push, it seems like the faster it comes. I keep pushing 60, but it seems like anyway. All right. Anyway, that's the joke. Anyway, I have kids who are older than you, and I have kids who are about.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I have one kid who is about as old as you. It's difficult because what you're saying is actually intriguing, and I'm trying to be this educational person. It's difficult for me to try to fucking formulate my explanation.
Well, let me tell you something, Patrick. I don't want you to be 100% correct with me. I just want you to say what you want to say.
No, there's no such thing as 100% correct.
Yeah, exactly. I just want you to say what
I'm
you
an
want
idiot
to say.
just like you were, right?
Yeah. We're both fuckwits. Yeah. I just want to hear good arguments, and I think you've been making pretty much good arguments the whole time.
That's why I like you. But I'm definitely disagreeing with you on some things that you've been saying tonight, and that's
Sure.
What's cool too. That is actually a cool thing.
Yeah.
That's what makes it a science enthusiast, because scientists can disagree with each other and still like each other.
Yeah. And then if I could play devil's advocate for a second, there's also people who have scientific views that are completely false and should not belong in the scientific debate.
Yeah, they're humans are humans, and there are some fucking humans who are scientists who think that they need to fucking cheat, and there are those scumbags,
Yeah.
Again, that's why I like you.
Hey, Transient, are we going to have multiple hangouts in this, or what?
Well, what I want to do is I'm probably gonna have them. I want to have them like daily. So if I'm not the one doing it, I'll just email you, and then you'll have them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you the what's it called? It's the code where you can actually bring this channel up yourself and broadcast yourself.
Okay.
Now we can do that, or I can just email it to you, whatnot.
But then once I get famous, I'll make you guys famous.
Okay.
No, I really feel that way. Maybe I'm just arrogant.
But I mean, my whole thing is that I think the theist is that they're. I mean, I'm starting just now to educate myself to a lot of the counter arguments to what the theists say. Like
Yeah.
a lot of them are against free will, and that's their big thing. And my whole thing is that, okay, if you're going to be against free will, I mean, what they do is they presuppose a lot of things when you're against free will. Like they'll say that people, like let's say they'll say that people, that everything that happens is causal. All right, but they can't prove that though. They can't actually prove that everything we do, like my decision to start this hangout today, they can't prove to me that that's causal, or if it was incidental, or if it was just a random thing that I chose to do. They can't actually prove that. They can't look at all the variables of what makes someone makes a decision, but they presuppose that they can. Hence, this is why they say that free will doesn't exist.
Right, yeah. Which is what I mean. I was just about to say to you that, like, they would say to you, like, oh well, God chose you to do this.
Yeah, you don't know why you don't know why I chose to. Or what they'll say is, yeah, they'll say that, but in reality, you can't prove that.
Of course not. I mean, which is why I don't know how early you came in here, Transient, but me and Psycho were having a good.
Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, we were having an argument just basically about like biology. And I'm just basically saying, like, how regressive do you have to be to deny biology?
Now, what were you saying with him about biology? What was he saying?
Oh, Psycho?
Yeah.
Well, he was basically, maybe I'm conflating Psycho with King Matthew. Well, anyway, Psycho basically just had a problem with the whole racial issue. Okay. But King Matthew was arguing basically that evolution is based on faith, and you basically can't prove it. And I was asking him things like, well, what about all these biologists who accept biological evolution, things like that? Are they all just suckers? Are they all just lying?
It's the what about stuff that is one of my pet peeves. What about this and what about that? Fuck that.
Well, I mean, basically, their argument is it's all faith. It's all faith, no matter if it's based on fact or assumption. There's a lot. There are assumptions in biology, but there are assumptions based on evidence. They're not just assumptions based on nothing.
Well, here's where I'm coming from. Where I'm coming from is the minute you start saying what about this and what about that, that's when the conversation becomes non-intellectual.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're basically saying, like, can you really prove science? I mean, of course you can. I mean, when they say, like, oh, what's your evidence for biology?
I love intellectual conversations. I love scientific conversations. I love intellectual, exchanges. But the minute it becomes, what about this and what about that? That's when it becomes non-intellectual.
Yeah, because they're just basically trying to force their biases onto you. Like, what about this? What about that? Like, well, that's not what I'm talking about, though. We're talking about something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I love you.
Yeah. High five again. I might be your son. We don't even know that. Could be.
I mean, Darwin's deity had absolutely no basis for what he told me when he said that, basically, the laws of universal law is basically by chance. And I asked him, well, where's your source on that? Do you have any theory or equation that supports that? And he didn't have it. You could tell he kind of stammered in his speech, and he just kind of kept on trying to go back into the same old argument over and over again.
Here you go.
And
I
so
was quite surprised at his racist comments in the side chat. I was really surprised.
Wait, who's racist comments?
Who sugar?
Darwin.
Now,
He was making
No,
some very disparaging. He was making some very disparaging comments about Psycho, and they were
Oh,
really rude.
wow. Shit.
Yeah, but sugar. Can you name one thing specifically that he said? I didn't read it. Can you just explain it?
Yeah, he said something about either Psycho's parents didn't raise him right, or
Oh, shit.
possibly he was lighting up his pipe.
Could
And
that
it
be
was-
true though?
First of all, I don't know Psycho on any other level other than here, and even if I did, I think that's highly. First of all, I think the whole conversation was bullshit, and I was embarrassed to be a human listening to it.
Really?
And then the other thing is,
the argument we and him had.
yes,
Really? So what did I say that was wrong? What did I say that was wrong?
I didn't say what you said was wrong. I said that I thought the whole conversation was bullshit.
Can you tell me why it was bullshit?
Yeah, because I think that we can hardly argue evolution if we refuse to evolve. There is some tribalism and there is some preferences we have, but at the end of the day, to insult another community in such a way, to speak that they are the problem, that there's an issue with it, it's so uncivilized. I've yet to be that embarrassed to even be a part of it. I just could not believe
Really?
that conversation was going on. And just because I have free speech doesn't mean I have to say everything I think.
So let me ask you a question then. Where did you come out in the argument? On my side or his side?
I would have never ever had that conversation. I think I made it very clear what I just said. The whole conversation.
What did I say that was wrong?
You know, buddy, you are really all about yourself. I didn't even mention you. I'm telling you the whole conversation, the whole idea of the concept of the conversation was bullshit.
I'm not all about myself. I think that's unfair. I want to know exactly. I want to know exactly what you think I said wrong.
Did I comment on you? I said I was surprised at Darwin's, and I just told you what he said. I didn't say anything about what you said.
Sure, but you heard the argument, and what side did you come out on at the end of it? Mine or his?
I didn't come out on any side.
Really? So you're in the
Why
middle.
would I if I think that it's absolutely ridiculous to have such a conversation? Why we would entertain such Neanderthal conversation, actually talking about black versus white, Asian versus white. The fact that we even talk about color.
You're calling me a Neanderthal
race.
then.
I'm sorry, MJ.
You're calling me a Neanderthal.
I'm calling you an idiot. You don't think life is all about you when I keep making a generalized comment and you take it personally.
MJ, I seriously think that you need to let her explain what she was talking about without you making it so personal.
I'm sorry. Do you have more to say?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
Shit, who just left now?
If I'm being honest with you, I don't see exactly where I was wrong in the last hangout. I don't see where exactly I was.
Anytime
I'm
we're
sure.
in a
I'm sure you
anytime
didn't
we're
see
in a
it.
group.
I'm sure you didn't see it.
But I want to know what it is. But I want to know what it
We
is.
are all learning here, and
No, you don't.
we are
If you want to
all.
know what it, if
we
you
are-
wanted to know what it
MJ,
is,
MJ, we are all learning here.
never mind.
I guarantee that Sugar has a lot to teach us.
But don't I too?
Yes, you do, and you in fact taught me tonight.
Well, I want to hear from Sugar. I really want to hear her opinions. I don't want to shut her down. I want to hear her. I don't want to shut down discussion. So please educate me.
I have nothing to educate you about. Your education is based on what you're willing to look at and what you're willing to absorb. Your education
Because
is not my responsibility.
I'm what I just told you is that I'm willing to learn, and you're saying I don't need to educate you.
Sugar,
I mean,
Sugar,
I told you.
Sugar, in his defense, I'm going to say to you that he is actually
Tell me
trying.
the fucking white knight.
Sugar,
What?
he is actually trying to understand you, even if he's wrong.
I don't think he is, Patrick. I don't think he gives one fuck what I have to say. I think he wants to challenge what I have to say, and when I don't make a comment to him or about him, he makes it about himself. Trust me, I understand what's going on here. He'll either learn it or he won't.
Yeah, you're
I'm
right,
not his
Sugar.
mama.
I'm a piece of shit, Sugar.
He
Okay.
does have the habit.
I didn't say that.
Sugar, he does.
I did not say that.
Sugar,
Well, you basically just called me a piece of shit.
He does have the habit of.
Oh, basically. So you're going to put words in my mouth now? Is that what you're saying?
I just told you I want to hear you, dude. If you want to sit there and say I don't want to hear you based on the fact that I told you I want to hear you, then you're being intellectually dishonest.
I'm not being intellectually dishonest at all.
I want to hear you. Well, then shut
I
your
am trying
fucking
to
mouth
talk over. You want to hear me? So shut my fucking
fucking
mouth.
tell me what you mean.
You want to
Don't
hear
fucking
me? So
condescend.
shut my fucking
Don't
mouth.
condescend to me. Don't condescend to me and just tell me what you think.
I
It's that
will not
simple.
condescend to you.
You
if
are
you
condescending.
Don't condescend to me. Would you like to
Where was
listen to
I-
this hangout over again?
Where was I condescending? Yeah, tell me.
Let me tell you something. I was raised by a full-blown narcissist. I know who you are. So you have no power over me, so you either need to shut the fuck up or learn something. That's it.
Hey, Patrick, have you seen the show Baggage before? This sounds like this girl.
Yeah.
Listen.
And if you think
Baggage.
that it's nice,
You got
if
baggage.
you think, yeah, I got
I'm
tons
being
of
the devil's
baggage, buddy.
advocate
got baggage.
here.
Tons
Tons
baggage.
of baggage.
I'm sorry. My name was mentioned, so I'm going to say something.
Oh yeah, he just triangulate. He just
Shut
put you
the
in there,
fuck up,
right?
Sugar. He's talking.
Oh, you'll shut the fuck up.
Sugar,
You'll
he's
shut
trying.
the fuck up.
MJ.
Wait, you sound like a train.
I'm MJ. She's trying. Both of you guys need to stop banging heads, and you agree more than you think you know. I'm in between here, and I see some agreement.
This insignificant, irrelevant piece of shit has no place in these discussions. He knows nothing. He can bring us nothing. He can't educate us except on what not to do and how not to be.
Patrick, let me ask you something.
That's it.
I just wanted to ask her a simple question about something, and
I answered it, and you didn't accept it.
I'm sorry, Sugar. I'm sorry, Sugar. I disagree. MJ is actually contributing. He's actually, and I know that you two guys disagree, but there is some weird thing going on here.
But I don't disagree with her too
I'm
much.
actually joining this conversation.
He disagrees with everything I've said so far. Anything I've done, from silence to speaking up, you have not liked.
No, I don't mind you too much. It's not a problem. Don't strawman me. Don't ad hoc me. I don't disagree.
You know what,
I don't disagree with you too much at all. I think
I have learned my lesson.
You know what's funny is you're telling me
keep
that
going.
I'm disagreeing with you for no reason. You're disagreeing with me for no reason because I don't think we disagree with too much.
You're a psycho. You know that. You're fucking sick. Knock it off.
Okay. Nice talking to you.
Yep, you too.
Yeah, I'm a psycho. Okay.
Yep.
I tried. Sugar, I still love you.
I don't love
you
you.
too, Patrick.
I don't love you. You're a dumbass, Sugar.
Thank you. Here, you know what?
I'm a psycho
Better
because I
people
disagree
than
with
you.
you.
Better people than you have called me worse. So bring it on, buddy.
You just called me a psycho for no reason.
You're right. I called you a psycho for a reason. For a reason.
Define
How dare you discount me?
define psychoapathy for me.
Yeah, you know what? I'm going to let you sit there and talk. I'm done with this.
Anyway, where were we before this retard talked?
Do me a favor, MJ. Stop calling her retard because
Patrick, can you agree with me?
I know that she can be.
What did I do to her?
I'm not going to go there. But the point is that I like her and I like you, and I know that you have disagreements, and I actually see the disagreements between you.
Yeah, but I really don't disagree with her.
I just don't want you to think that you can sit there and tell me like what can I do about this psycho. I don't want you to think that you can get away with calling her a psycho. Because you can.
I did.
You know, Sugar is not a psycho. Okay, so fuck.
Well, she totally is. She called me a psycho for no reason. What did I do? What did I do?
Sugar, you cannot call him. The point is, MJ, is I know Sugar a lot longer than I know you. But anyway.
What did I say that was psychotic?
Please stop calling each other psychos.
But I only said that to her because she said that to me.
All right, whatever. You know, grow up.
Yeah, let's move on, please. This girl isn't even talking very much. Anyway, where were we?
We were. I agree with you, and I agree with her on a lot of things, but please.
No, before that, we were talking about.
Please stop calling the other person.
Okay.
Provocative.
Sure.
Names.
Sure.
Okay.
What were we saying before this? We were talking about what? Damn it. It's hard to remember.
About black people.
We were having an intellectual conversation.
Yeah. So, how many kids do you have, Patrick?
3, but they're not kids anymore.
You know what I mean. How many offspring? How many?
3.
3. Okay. How old are they?
The youngest one is over 25.
Are you close with them?
This is live.
I don't want to get too personal. Sorry if you don't want to answer.
Well, you don't want to get too personal, but you are getting personal. Anyway, this is live, and I'm going to say this on live air. Not in the slightest.
Okay. Because I just had a son recently. And,
I have a problem with that. This is
with what?
I'm telling you that there's a problem.
What problem?
I have 3 kids, and I've been disowned.
By your kids. Man, that's heartbreaking. Because I just had a kid recently, and if my kid, if you don't want to associate with me, I'd be heartbroken. I'm assuming that's what you might feel. Heartbreak. But let's move on.
All right, what do you guys think about the coup that happened in Turkey?
It's still happening.
Then I heard it got put down.
To what extent, though?
But hold on. It's pretty common knowledge that it failed, pretty much.
Yeah, the coup. It was just another excuse to have more violence.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and put the link. Basically, it's actually this coup is actually confirmation that we're now in the information age, because the military, which tried to take over, they were going under the premise that all they had to do was take over the national broadcasting station in Turkey and spew their propaganda, and then the whole population would get behind them. But that's not what happened because, I mean, you used to could do that years ago, like decades ago, but now when everyone has social media and all this and that, and they can communicate and stuff, you can't have coups like that anymore.
Well, let me ask you something. Let me ask you something then. Should Turkey be part of the EU then? Because maybe if Turkey is part of the EU, they wouldn't have these coups like that. And they would be, or should we exclude them because they're more regressive than European countries are?
Maybe is a very big fucking word.
What's that?
Maybe is a big fucking word.
It is a very open question. I mean, I don't mean to make it sound so black and white. I mean, what do you think would happen if Turkey was part of the EU? Would they be having this coup, or is that too open as well?
It's who the fuck knows? It's like a lot of speculation.
Yeah.
I heard somebody make a comment that they thought, Greece was enough of a drain on the EU that Turkey would just be an additional drain. I don't know whether that's relevant or accurate, but it was a comment that I heard somebody make.
Turkey is one of the U.S.'s major allies during the wars. It's one of those things. It's one of those ancient, what do we fucking do about this? How do we react to this?
We have weird allies. We have weird allies. Saudi Arabia. I mean, Pakistan. Why do we have allies like this? For oil.
And we've been in bed with these people since the 50s. This is what you get.
Depends on what you think is, collusion with these people, because it goes back further than that in some respects.
I don't.
How does John Q. Public actually know the truth? I mean, how find out?
I don't have the answers, but when planet Earth becomes a human race and we all try to help each other, that's when things will change. I'm probably going to be dead before that happens.
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way as you. I don't remember who was in here at the time, but I basically said 100 years from now, if we last 100 years, we'll probably be fine. Because 100 years from now, technology would be so advanced that it won't even look the same as today. You won't think of things in the same respect.
I love technology and all that stuff, but fuck technology. I'm talking about humans understanding other humans.
Right, but that comes with technology too, because the internet.
That's probably going to be more than 100 years now. These people who think that they.
I don't think so.
These people who think that they have to fucking die for their 17 virgins, they need to fucking wake up and fucking smell the coffee and stop being fucking comebacks. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I'm not saying that I have the answer. I'm just saying that there's something wrong, and it's going to be long after I die when planet Earth becomes the Terrans. We Terrans. It's gonna be long after I die.
Hey Patrick, have you heard of the idea of like futurism? The idea that we're going to be way more advanced than we are now in 100 years or 200 years.
Yeah, it's not somewhat. The thing is, I have a problem with. I love technology and I love all that stuff, but it's not just the advancement of technology. It's the advancement of morality.
Yeah, so I see what you're saying. You're saying that maybe technology won't move as fast as human morality.
Technology can advance or not can advance. I'm more interested in the advancement of morality. I'm a scientist and I love science, but I need to know that before I die, I want somebody to come to my deathbed and say to me, what you did actually made a difference. I'm
Well,
talking.
you did. You did though, because you're
I'm talking about people coming together on the planet, regardless of what technology we did not or did advance to. I love technology, but regardless of all that, I want people on this planet to fucking realize that we are one fucking race.
Well, I don't want to stroke your ego too much because you're the next generation after me. I definitely think that you had a big impact on the technological advancement of the human species. But at the same time, I've always said this at the same time, old people are holding back the newer generation. So basically, when you look at the right-wing conservatives, they're holding back things like stem cell research, things that will actually help us as a human species.
Yeah, well
So,
Republicans suck.
well, it's not just Republicans. There's Democrats who disagree with stem cell research.
Whatever. I'm pissed off at the current situation.
Well, anyway, I think we're on the same page. I think
Yeah,
when you look back at your generation, I think that it was a positive one because it gave rise to the newer generation of technology and things like stem cell research. Maybe people like your age would disagree with it, but the fact that it's there and that it's come about is a good thing from your generation.
I think that you just brought up another subject, and I think that I need to steal another glass of wine.
Cheers. What do you think about that, Sugar?
Well, I don't know. I don't know how it's a generational thing. I see stem cell research. I'm a little bit younger than Patrick, but not by much.
What is your age? Just curious.
I'm 51. I'll be 52 in September.
Well, you're a baby boomer then, so you're in the same.
I'm the last year, yeah. I'm the last year of baby boomers.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with stem cells. I mean, I'd like them to come from other means other than the more controversial ones. But what happens.
Why? Why? Yeah, but why though? Because there's so much good that can be done with those stem cells.
Oh no! There's three ways you can get stem cells, and so I would prefer that we not open the door for those who may not be very responsible to. While I would never vote against a woman's right to choose, I think that having to make that decision is a huge one and one that should not be taken lightly. And I think
I'm sorry.
What does that do with stem cells?
I'm sorry. Sugar. Did you actually say that you were younger than me?
Then what?
I'm sorry, Sugar. I thought that you were older than me.
No, honey, I didn't say that. I said around the same age. Okay. So, yeah, that was it. Anyways, getting back to that, I don't know where is it that you have the information that it's our generation that's holding back the millennials? And where does that come
sure.
from?
Well, sure, because look at Congress. Congress is full of people in their octogenarians and septuagenarians and people way old deciding on biological realities of today that we know today, and they're basically saying things like, "Hey, it's immoral to have stem cell research because it comes from baby cells or things like that."
Baby cells? It comes from just baby cells.
No, it doesn't. But they think that.
I don't know where you're getting these names from. Octogenarians.
Octogenarian means people in their 80s.
Okay, so there's those people have other demographics other than being 80 years old. Also,
hang on. It's
hey,
people
Transpod,
who don't understand actual science. and
You got
Wait, what's that?
who
big
think they
dynamic
know
here,
about
right?
actual science and are religious, and it's the religion that is fucking things up.
Wait,
There's that dynamic. That group has the Congress has a larger demographic than just being aged.
Well, sure. Let me reach across the aisle then. I would say it's more a religious thing than an ageist thing, because there's plenty of people in their older ages that are not religious. Sure, of
Look,
course.
dude. Forget that I'm 57 years old for a second, okay?
But hold on though. But those are the people that are majority against stem cell research. The older group of people.
You did say our generation. You said it was our generation that was holding back the younger
Baby
generation.
boom, yeah,
That's
baby
just
boomers, yeah,
propaganda.
yes,
I'm
baby boomers.
57 years old. I'm a fucking old man, and
Well,
I'm telling you,
I am
I'm not telling you
generalizing.
that you're listening to propaganda.
I am
I'm
generalizing.
a son of a bitch of an atheist.
Yeah, you're right, Patrick. I am generalizing. That's true. But at the same time, if you look at most people your age, they're mostly religious zealots. I mean, they're mostly
Most
people.
people. What can you define most for me?
Most
Is it
people.
50%, 49%, 75%? What's your percentage on most?
The majority of people in their older ages in America, at least, are religious. Yes.
Oh, they're gonna have so much fun with you.
You really disagree with what I'm saying?
You know what? I wouldn't
Really?
even make that comment because won't even make the comment
Well, I'm gonna
because
make
I
that
don't know the
comment.
stats.
I'm gonna make.
So,
Yeah,
okay,
I
so
am gonna make that comment because I do know the stats. I do know the stats.
Okay,
and I am
can you
gonna say
please
that.
present your? Can you
MJ,
please
do
present?
you recognize this T-shirt?
Please present
Facebook.
your stats,
You
please. Your
recognize this?
certificate. Your
Hold on.
what's?
Hey, let me ask you a question then. You think most people your age are atheists?
No,
MJ,
I never said that.
You recognize this T-shirt?
Yeah, but
What's
most
this?
people your age are
I
not
was wearing
atheists
this.
or not.
I was wearing this.
Who said that?
I was wearing this.
Who said I? Who said that?
At the
You want evidence, right?
There is a procedure. I mean, there's an
I see your shirt.
expectation. There is an expectation that others will expect you to bring forward. I mean, there's a certain expectation that goes along with making those types of claims. Yes, sir.
Sugar, if you can't even agree with me that people in your generation are more religious, what more can we even say at
because
this
it's
point?
not true.
Are you? I'm asking you to
Really?
disprove it. Hey, you know what? I will concede and kiss your ass if you can bring me the proof.
You're making a
Right
generalization.
ahead. Go ahead. I will eat shit all day if you come up with credible evidence.
MJ, you're making a generalization.
Let me just say, Sugar, if you're right, I would love to hear that. I would love to hear
What am I
that.
right about? What is my claim?
Okay.
No, I would just love to hear.
What's my claim?
No, I'm not saying you have a claim. Hold on, I'm not saying
Then
you have a
why
claim.
would I be right if I didn't make a claim?
No, I'm just saying I wish you were right. I wish that it was true that most people past the baby boomer age were not religious. I wish that was true.
The baby boomer age.
But MJ,
Oh, so
you're
no,
making a generalization.
Past the baby boomer age, they're dead. Most of those people are dead.
Really?
Or a large portion
Well,
of people
I mean,
past the baby boomer age.
But what does that have to do? What does that have to do with the fact that most baby boomers are religious?
Okay, I'm asking you to please provide.
I'm not this conversation anymore.
Oh my God,
Okay,
Patrick.
it's not okay. Sugar, do you agree with me that the younger people are more non-religious than older people?
And I'm telling you, I don't know what the truth of the statistics are, and I'm asking you that if you're making a claim to please prove it. That's all I'm asking. If
But
I'm
hold
wrong,
on.
I will say I'm wrong. Hey, this isn't my idea. I don't give a fuck. But these people around here are going to expect you to back your claims.
Well, you know what? You've been very hostile with me the whole time, so I don't know. Really
sorry.
know.
I can't imagine why.
I don't really know. Well, you can imagine why. I don't even know you. Why the fuck would you be?
MJ,
Why
you
the
need to
fuck?
shut the
I
fuck
know,
up for
which
a
I
second.
find it very important, very strange.
I don't even know you. Why would you be hostile with me?
MJ, you are making claims that you're not backing up, and I have to completely agree with Sugar right now.
Patrick, let me ask you something. Do you think that people, just from your anecdotal experience, do you think that most people in the modern age are less religious than people of the past?
I don't have those statistics.
Do you
I
think
happen
that?
to have.
No.
I'm trying to answer you, but you're not letting me. I
Okay, go ahead.
happen to have a pet peeve about those specific questions that you're asking me right now, and I
Mhm.
just showed you a T-shirt. The point I'm trying to make here is that I'm an old fart, and you're not. And there are people, there are youngins, and there are older people who are trying to make a change. And I'm not sure, and Sugar is not sure where you're coming from. That's what
Well,
we're starting to get upset about you about.
okay. Well, let me paint the picture a little bit then, because religiosity is going down as far as the internet is going up. There is a correlation. There is
I
a
actually agree with
correlation.
that.
There is a correlation there. The more information that you are received, the less religious you are. And
I
that's
actually agree with that. But what does that got to do with the conversation that's going on right now?
well, that's kind of where I'm coming from here. The more information that you are provided, the less religious you are probably going to be. Like, for example, I was a product of the 90s, whereas you are a product of the 60s. So
Yes, young man. I'm a third-generation atheist. I think I know my atheism.
I'm not even talking to you. Please calm down. I'm
yes,
part of the 90s generation where religiosity is not really important.
Yeah, you're about as old as my son Matthew.
Yeah, it doesn't get any more important than third generation.
Give or take a couple of years.
So I get it.
So I don't. Maybe you were. I don't know what you taught your sons or your kids. I don't know, but maybe your kids were more. They had more access to information than you did, right?
Are you talking to me?
Wrong.
No.
I have a quick point to make.
Go ahead.
Wrong.
Thank you.
They do not have more access to information than I do. The point is that there is a generation thing. But
Patrick Albatross is trying to talk.
What it really comes down to is understanding reality and what is fantasy. There is no fucking God. Fuck you. You know.
Are we all atheists here?
Yeah,
I'm just curious.
So what
are
is
we all atheists?
Listen. I like you, and I'm not sure where you're coming from. I'm not sure what your point is. Please make your fucking point fast.
Me, or Albatross?
Yes, you.
What do you want me to explain to you? I'm just curious.
Make your point.
Based on the generation gap of religiosity?
I'm not sure. But just make your fucking point because you're beginning to piss me off. I've been agreeing with you all night long, but you're beginning to piss me off.
Oh, well, let's just stop there then.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that in my experience, at least from what I've seen, a lot of the time it just comes down to how much the parents indoctrinate the children. You know, children of devoutly Christian parents tend to grow up Christian. Children of parents who don't emphasize a religious aspect tend to become atheists or agnostics.
Right, which is why I was telling Patrick he was saying there's a generational gap, but yeah, of course there is. His generation was believe in God or fuck you, I'm going to beat your ass, compared to my generation, which is believe in God whether you want to or not.
But that's just it. That's just it. You automatically assume that that's what my generation is. In fact, I was
For the most part, it is.
I was not brought up that way.
You're an exception. You're the exception to the
rule. I was
rule.
not brought up that way. I was.
Patrick,
yes, my parents.
You're the exception.
And I went to catechism, but you know what? When I told my mother I don't want to go to catechism anymore, okay, whatever. It wasn't like that.
Really? Your mom was okay with that?
Yes, really.
Well, that's rare, dude. That's rare for your generation. It is. Most mothers from the 30s and 20s are not okay with their kids being atheists. They're not okay with that.
You seem to be making a lot of assumptions.
Well, all I'm trying to tell you is you came to the rational standpoint of things, and your mother obviously came from a generation before you, which was less rational. That's the same thing I'm telling to you. Is I'm coming from a generation that's more.
I am the only atheist in my family, and I have 5 other siblings.
would your kids agree more with me or you? Just curious.
My kids can go fuck themselves.
I like you, dude. I like you. I don't care if you agree with me,
I
disagree
like
with
you
me. I
too,
like you.
but I just want you to understand that you're making a lot of assumptions.
Please tell me what I'm assuming.
It's just simple. I'm trying to tell you you're making a lot of assumptions, and you need to think things through. You need to say to yourself, okay, this could be this way, but it doesn't necessarily actually is that way. But you have the habit of making the assumption that it is that way, and you just fix it that way. Stop fixing that way. Stop fixing it that way, and say to yourself, well, it could be this way, but I'm open-minded enough to say that it may not be that way.
Isn't that what I've been saying, though? I'm very open-minded to what people are saying, though. I think your criticisms are more valid to people who are less critical than me. I really don't think. I mean, I'm mostly in agreement with like everybody in this room. I like you. I even like this girl who doesn't like me.
Sugar is awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
she doesn't like me, but
Yeah,
that's fine. I
sugar is
mean,
awesome.
I don't. I mean,
I'm sorry. Sugar is always awesome with me. So yeah. Okay. Never mind.
yeah. No, I'm totally with you on that. I'm totally with open inquiry and all that. I totally agree. But at the same time, you don't have such an open mind that your brain falls out.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Listen. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand that nothing is verbatim.
No, you know what? You're like the most refreshing person on these hangouts, to me personally, because.
I thank you for that.
Well, I mean, honestly, yes, because there's people who disagree with me, and they're very vehement about it, and they're very open and mad about it. But at least you might disagree with me vehemently. I mean, I don't think you do, but
no,
you can at least tell me.
I'm actually learning from you.
Yeah, and
you have told me some things that I had thought about, but I just want to make sure that you don't think that like verbatim, the word verbatim, there's actually a company called Verbatim. I just don't want you to think that it's verbatim.
Oh yeah, it's totally not. No, of course not. Yeah, I enjoy these conversations with people who are going to be intellectually honest with me, like you. You're sitting here talking to me honestly about these topics, and I don't get that very often. When I go into Nadia's hangouts and all these other hangouts like Brett Keane or G-Man or anything like that, I don't get that same intellectual honesty. I don't get that.
No, you don't. Not from Nadia's hangouts. No.
No. I mean, that's why I joined this hangout.
No. I completely agree with you on that. I'm sorry. I'm making fun of Nadia right now.
No, you're cool. And if I ever get famous, I'll make you all mods.
That's correct. You're right. I can be mad at you right now, but you are correct in the fact that I'm enjoying this discrepancy.
Yeah, and I mean, me and Sugar have had some arguments here and there, but I don't think she's a piece of shit or anything. We just disagree on some things. I like that. I wish she would talk more, but it's not up to me.
I just wish you wouldn't use the words like piece of shit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit blunt. My bad.
I happen to like Sugar. In fact, this is a live hangout, and I'm probably going to be making a confession right now. I've always
There's nothing you haven't done before, sweetheart.
Yes, Sugar, I've always loved you.
Sure.
I love you too, honey.
Sugar, you just met me. You think I'm a piece of shit?
I'm done. I better shut the fuck up before I get myself in trouble.
Yeah, but I never called her a piece of shit. Did I?
I don't know. I hope not.
I mean, we just have some like minutia disagreements, I think. You know, minor details. I don't think Patrick, you're muted. Can't hear you.
Okay, that's good that
There you go.
Good that I was muted because anyway, I've always had the hots
Yeah.
for sugar, and everybody should know that by now.
Thank you, Patrick. You know, Albatross had something to say quite a while ago, and he got cut off.
No, that's fine. I already said it.
Sugar,
I didn't hear you.
I'm sorry, your audio is breaking up.
Oh, okay. I'll refresh.
That happened to me too. Yeah, refreshing helped.
But
You
anyway,
guys-
When he does, turn it off and then
the
on again.
truth is that I've always had the hots for sugar.
Well, you guys are the same generation, huh? I just wish I was here. I wish I was in the debate scene longer because I've been in and off. Most people don't know me.
The thing is with me is like there is no fucking debate. It's
well,
like,
you know what I mean.
that's-
Oh, there is,
that's the
but
kind
there
of-
is
that's the
totally
kind of
debate
atheist
though.
I am. The kind of atheist I am is that fuck you. There is no debate. That's the way I am.
That's noble. I mean, I think that's noble. You just don't give a shit. I think you're an apatheist. You know, you're an atheist that doesn't give a shit. You're an atheist that doesn't give a shit.
It's a fantasy. It's like fuck you. I know science, and I know that Jesus, whether or not he was an actual person, and there's still some debate about that. His being, whatever, you know, there's no actual supernatural thing about him. If in fact there was a fucking Jesus, he was an actual person.
That's what I say too.
A human being.
That's exactly
whatever,
what I say too.
Whatever. You know, the point is that fuck you. You know, it's not a fucking supernatural thing. That's it. End of sentence. That's the way I am, because I am that kind of son of a bitch of an atheist.
That's totally fair. It's totally fair to say maybe Jesus existed, but the mythology doesn't. That's perfectly fair.
No, mythology definitely exists.
No, I mean, no, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, because the mythology is the magical part.
No, I mean.
But hold on though.
No, I mean, in history, you know, mythology definitely exists. There are, you know, I mean. Anyway, Sugar, welcome back.
Thank you.
Hi, Sugar. But what I was saying though is it's not as simple as that, because there are people who would contradict what you're saying. You know.
What I mean to say is that mythology is something that has existed and will exist for a long time. I'm an amateur astronomer, and you know, constellations and planets and things are named after mythological deities and things like that. You know, mythology exists. Yeah.
Well, it exists in very small.
It's kind of a joke to us scientists, but we name things after mythology.
Well, when you say mythology exists, you're speaking from a very realistic standpoint. Like, mythology exists because people made it up.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. So in that instance, I agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah,
mythology exists because people made it up.
I mean, when you talk about you know, the names of our planets, for example, Mars.
All the Greek gods.
Yeah. We're talking about mythology. We're talking about naming planets after mythological gods.
But you agree though that when we named planets, we didn't exactly know where they were or how far away they were.
Whatever. The point I'm trying to make here is that we still use our ancient mythological stuff to name astronomical stuff. I'm a scientist, or at least I'm a science enthusiast. The names
It
of
says
the
that in your
things,
name. Yeah.
when I do my studies, I'm studying these particular planets or whatever constellations, and these names came from mythological, names.
Yeah, I
Like
agree with you.
you can't get around it. You can't get around it.
Yeah, but something can still come from a fictional standpoint that has some truth.
Look, I'm into the Juno mission. Juno is actually the wife of Jupiter, and the reason why NASA named the spacecraft Juno was because, in fact, the whole mythological thing about Juno being the wife of Jupiter was trying to, the whole mythological thing. It's cool to name these things.
Yeah.
But the fact is that that's why they named it, because we have that unfortunate or fortunate, I'm not sure which we think of it. We have that humane thing that just makes us want to name things after deities.
Well, I would say that it's not fortunate or unfortunate. It's just a circumstance of our history. I mean, I personally don't care that other planets are based on mythology, at least the name of them, because it all comes down to it's a planet out there. It doesn't matter if we name it after some bullshit, or it doesn't matter if we name it after bullshit or not.
It's definitely cool that we name these planets after our mythological.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Yeah, just like you do.
It's definitely cool that we do that. And NASA actually names their spacecraft after mythological things. Juno is actually in Greek mythology is the wife of Jupiter. And
you know what? I agree. I totally
because of the fact that Juno is a mission to study Jupiter, is the reason why the NASA scientists decided to name their spacecraft Juno.
Right. Yeah.
It's the whole mythological thing, but it's just fun. It's just fun. It is a lot of fun to do that.
Yes, I agree with you totally. Yeah, I mean, when we go to like Europa, it doesn't matter if we believe in the god of Europa or not.
We're naming these things after the ancient stuff.
Yes, and I have no problem with that. I think it's cool. I think it's interesting. I actually like old mythology over new mythology.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's what it's all about. It's what it's all about. I mean, like, how do we, in our current age of high technology and we're trying to study the actual science, how do we name these things? It's fun. It is actually fun.
Yeah, compared to like X00550. Like, okay, I want to just want to call it Xenu or fucking
It's
Zeus.
Fun.
Yeah.
It's definitely fun to name these things after ancient mythologies.
Yeah. There's no problem with that to me. It's just to the point where there's people that will extrapolate from that. That too.
Yep.
There's people that will say, hey, there's some, there is some credibility to this.
The wife of this Jupiter. Yeah, I know.
Like, why are we naming it after Greek myths if they're not real?
Fun, you fucking dickhead. Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but we're on the same page, though. It's interesting. Like, yeah, I don't care that Venus is called Venus. Does anybody else? I don't think so.
Yeah, it's been that way for millennia.
Yeah, but you agree though that there was no reason to call it Venus other than religion.
Absolutely. Planets and stars and things like that were named after mythology. There's no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean that we have to fucking just because we have a lot of fun with it. We definitely do have fun with it. But that doesn't mean that it's actually fucking true. It's just it's interesting because of the fact that it happened thousands of years ago.
Well, let me tell
we
you.
name these things. There are definitely some of the most ancient Chinese astrological. Mind you, there's a difference between astronomical and astrological. Some of the ancient maps from China actually are still being used today. In those days, a couple thousand or 3,000 years ago, it was astrology. As ridiculous as that is,
No, I agree with you. Yeah. Astrology has.
they actually made some of the best maps.
Yeah, I agree with you. For example, learning about the constellations would help you travel the globe. Like if you knew where the North Star was, if you knew where if you knew where that all that shit was, yeah, you could travel the world with just the constellations. Yeah, it was totally relevant.
The point is that ancient Chinese, they may have made some stupidity, connections with the mythology. The point is that they actually made some of the most interesting and the most accurate maps of the stars.
Yes.
Regardless of whatever
it's just mapping, though. Yeah, you're right. It's just
regardless of the stupidity that they attached to it, the fact is that they made some of the first maps.
Yes, and I wish we still had that these days, because if we were lost, if you were lost,
they do have that. They actually do have those.
But hold on, if you or me were lost in the woods today, we don't know constellations, right?
Exactly. I mean,
but we would mostly get lost compared to the people back in the day who knew constellations. They could actually get unlost and find their way back home.
Something like that. Whatever. What I'm trying to say is that regardless of the mythical attachment to what was going on in thousands of years ago, the ancient Chinese actually made some of the best maps. Regardless of the fact that they attached it to some mythical bullshit, the fact is that they made some of the best maps of the sky.
But did the Chinese really have mythical?
And we still use these maps today, and we can actually compare the differences of the point is that we can, in fact, disregard the supernatural bullshit, and we can still look at their actual jotting down their actual maps, and it is interesting to see that some of the things that they've jotted down, it is very interesting. Fuck all the mystical bullshit. The point is that they were actually able to jot down these things, and they were actually able to map out. The ancient Chinese were actually able to map out these things.
Yeah, it was amazing. Some of the things the ancient Chinese can do compared to what even later civilizations could figure out. The ancient Chinese figured out a lot of things.
I just want to remind you that the ancient Chinese actually attached mythological things to it.
True. But it's more like
the fact is that they drew the actual configuration of the ancient sky, and so current scientists can say, well, fuck all their mythology, but they drew these things, and we can compare these drawings to current drawings, and we can see the differences in the actual star movements. We can throw away the mythology, and see the actual drawings.
Right, yeah, that is totally valid, completely valid. They were completely ahead of their time and all that, and that's the main argument. That's one of the main arguments against Christianity, and is that why didn't God, reveal Himself to the ancient Chinese who had basic science, compared to people in the Middle East who had no science? I mean, that is a big issue, because people in ancient China had some basic science, like how to make gunpowder, how to make simple medicines and things like that. And then people in the Middle East knew fucking nothing. They were just barbaric tribes like they almost are today. And like, why would revelation come in the Middle East? It makes no sense. And yeah, ancient China, as far as for all the flaws they had, in their mythological thinking, they were still way ahead of the curve compared to the rest of the world. That's all. And if Revelation was made in China, we'd be a better world. Who knows?
Well, the point that I think the idea is that you know, spirits and gods and they don't actually exist.
Yeah.
Humans have come up with all kinds of cool ideas. You know, that's the idea. The idea that you know. Anyway, I'm gonna mute for now. I'm sorry, I'm too drunk.
Oh no, that's cool. I want to keep talking to you. What is your Well, if you're gonna mute, it's fine.
I mean, go ahead and ask your question.
I just want to know your background. What are you now, and what did you believe as a kid? You said you're an atheist now, but right? But you believe differently.
I have a pet peeve against these moonlander fucking, you know, assholes.
I guess
when I was between the ages of 9 and 12, and I apologize for not knowing the actual age I was, because I don't remember exactly. I did not have the encouragement that I should have had. But
oh
yeah,
yeah.
I used to like between the ages of 9 and 12. Again, I apologize for not knowing the actual age. I used to walk home from the local library with so many books in my hand that I had to stop and take a rest and carry them home about astronomy. And I was so into astronomy at the time when I was a child. And I'm between my own laziness and the lack of I don't want to blame my parents for the lack of encouragement.
Go ahead. You can blame them.
You know what? It's also part of my own laziness.
You're so humble, but yeah, go ahead.
It's like I should have been the scientist. You know, that's why I'm doing what I do on Google now. But I used to walk home.
When was the change? When was the change?
I used to walk home with so many books in my hand that I used to have to stop in the middle of the walk and take a rest and carry them home. My parents didn't understand me. My parents didn't understand why I had all these astronomy books from the local library, which, by the way, sooner or later disappeared.
Well, you know what? I think even though we're a generation gap apart, I think we have a major agreement here because I grew up in a religious house as well. And bringing home science books and all that was problematic to some extent. When I would bring up things, like my mother is a very staunch Christian herself. And when I would bring up things like, she's a very, like, I don't even know if I want to get into this, but she's an anti-vaxxer, and I would bring up arguments why vaccinating is good and why it's scientific, and she would bring up religious arguments against it, and I'd just be like, what does that have to do with the actual science? And
I consider myself lucky in that fashion because when I was still a child, and I stopped going to quote catechism unquote. My mother asked me, why aren't you at catechism? And when I told her because I just didn't feel like going anymore, she was like, okay. So there was a sort of it wasn't so strict. In other words, I should have realized a long time ago that I should have stopped going. So, oh, excuse me.
Well, you came from. It sounds like you came from a very not liberal standpoint, but your parents seem very accepting, right? A little bit, to some
It's
extent.
hard to say, you know.
Do they? Oh,
It's
I
hard
don't know
to
how.
say. I
Are
gotta
your
tell
parents
you,
still alive now?
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I know this is live, so I'm gonna be honest with you. My mother and my father come from two families that were in Italy. From the cliche is from the opposite sides of the track. My mother has actually a coat of arms. My father is fucking Neville Don. I'm not sure. Yeah, in other words, it's hard to say. It's hard to say. But I was raised as a Roman Catholic, and before I was actually a teenager, I realized there was some bullshit going on here. So, as a joke, there's actually I have a joke which I created because the church that we went to was the initials were BS, bullshit. Actually, it stood for Blessed Sacrament.
Yeah.
But it was like a cool joke for us. BS.
Yeah.
It's difficult because even when I was a child, I was the guy who I was the fucking nerdy ass fucking geek who had the telescope, who tried to show my friends the rings of Saturn, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
My aunt, my mother's sister, who has passed away a long time ago, and my mother just recently passed away, by the way. Bought me a telescope, and it was that telescope that I tried to show my friends, and it was the neighborhood that I was in was that kind of neighborhood where I really tried hard to show people science, and they were just basically,
You know what, Patrick? Don't worry about that, because that happens in my generation too. I don't want to. There is a generational gap between us, but I mean, maybe my generation is more acceptable of science and reason and all that than yours was, but I think we went through basically the same thing, because my path to atheism was actually my best friend, and he believed in conspiracy theories and gods and all this other stuff that made no sense. And I would basically argue with him about this, and that's where it started for me when I was, like a teenager. And it comes down to the fact that a lot of my friends didn't want to have this argument. I mean, that is the same thing with older generations too. They don't want to have this argument. They want to stay in their bubble of comfort. And I felt that was the same thing with my friends. That when I discussed religion or politics or anything like that, they would shut down. They would shut down.
We don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, like why do you want to talk about that? We're just hanging out. Like even though sometimes my friends would bring it up, and I would have a better argument. They'd be like, "Why'd you bring it up?" Like, I didn't. You wanted to have this conversation, and I had a better argument than you. So where do we go from here? Do we just ignore it, or do we actually move past it? And actually, I had the same friend I'm talking about has actually moved to the point where closer to the point where I am now. He was totally into Alex Jones and.
Fuck. You know what? Fuck all that. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell everybody who thinks that there is actually a God, fuck you. I'm a son of a bitch. I'm an atheist, and you can go off fuck yourself.
Well, it's funny though because my best friend knows I'm an atheist. I'm an anti-theist, and I basically refuted all his arguments and all that shit. But it took him years and years and years to come to my position, and he's finally there now. And it's so weird to talk to him now because it's like we had so many arguments for years, and now you're saying you agree with me and that. And he basically doesn't give me any credit. He gives me no credit for changing his zeitgeist. He gives me no credit for changing his intellectual positions. And you know what? That's fine to me. But I know exactly where the change was. It was over years and years of argument. And you know where the first argument happened with me and my best friend was 2012. You remember the 2012 the end of the world bullshit? Remember that? Did you have any arguments about that with your friends or family, Patrick?
Maybe. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You're talking 4 years ago.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It was 4 years ago. That's true. And I mean, I was arguing with my best friends about this. Like, nothing is going to happen. Please bet me money. I got a couple $1,000s to bet. You want to bet me? And they don't take the bet. Of course not. They have no argument for why the world's going to end in 2012. They got nothing. And once 2012 passes to 2013, did they concede I was right? Of course not. Of course not. They just ignore it, and it moves past into the zeitgeist of it's bullshit. What you believed in was bullshit, and you should have believed me in the first place. I mean, did you ever have a moment like that in your life, Patrick?
Well, you're talking about, oh yeah, it pushes itself into the zeitgeist. Yeah, there's a propaganda problem. It's like I wish the word propaganda never existed.
I personally like
from your silence. I imagine that you understand. I wish the word propaganda never existed, and there was a long pause. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's cool. Transient, what do you think about all this?
It's interesting he brings that up because to me the word propaganda, I can kind of see where it's coming from because it has a lot of negative connotations to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, propaganda usually has a negative connotation to it.
Yeah, like to me that word, and it can be used in such a way.
Well, let's let him explain what he thinks.
It can be used in a very inflammatory way, is what I wanted to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. What do you mean by propaganda, though? What do you mean by that? Do you mean that it's forced upon us? If it's propaganda?
I'm not even sure. I gotta be honest with you. I'm not even sure anymore.
Okay. We agree anyway, though. High five times 5. Sugar, what's going on?
Sorry, hold on just one second.
Who do you side with?
Sorry, I just had to. I had to turn some music off. I didn't want to. A propaganda. I think it just depends on the context in which it's being used. I mean, uh, uh, I came to atheism through birth, so I have had a totally different experience.
Well, I'm actually
I
more on
don't-
your. I'm actually more on your side because, yeah, um, I was an atheist since I was a kid, basically.
Uh,
So I mean, we have the same context there, yeah.
No, we don't.
That's
No,
that's
there's no
Well,
way. There's no way because I never heard of religion until I was, like, never even heard about prayer or anything like that until I was, like 8 years old or 9 years old, and my little friend told me, they were talking about somebody said something about God, and I asked her about it, and I just remember thinking, what? Yeah, it
wait,
wasn't,
wait,
didn't really
that's
compute.
probably
wait. Why
that's
don't we have the
that's
same experience? I had the same experience too.
because that's probably
My
why
grandmother was an atheist. Patrick Festa, sweetheart.
I just wanted to say that it says that's probably why me and MJ agree because what he just said about being an atheist since he was a child.
But that's why I want me and Sugar to agree on this because we were both atheists as children, and we both came to the same conclusion, right?
Uh,
Well, you're an atheist now, right?
I don't think you're gonna. I don't think you're gonna accept the answer because my grandmother was an atheist. My mother was an atheist. I'm an atheist. My daughter is an atheist. My granddaughter is undetermined because she's not of age yet to make that decision. So
Yeah.
I don't know the See, I don't happen to believe that if that the experiences are the same if you've been told from childhood that there is a God versus not being told. I don't think one atheism is better than the other. I want to make that perfectly clear. But I don't think they're the same experience at all. Because if you tell a child that a clown is God from the time they're little, one day they're going to be either pissed off in the Jack in the Box line or they're going to be praying to the voice coming out of the box. Children will learn any of this stuff.
I don't disagree with you. I just think where's the disagreement with me?
Or Patrick? We didn't have the same experience.
Sure.
I'm speaking very generally though.
You learned there was no God. I learned that people believed in a God.
But
I didn't
that
say
is
that.
the point. That is the point. The point is that when the child is being taught, do you teach them reality or do you teach them some fucking mythology?
I didn't teach my children anything.
Of course you didn't. That's why we do have the same experience then. We do. Not completely, but similarly.
But that is the point.
Like we both grew up in a family where religion was not taught to us.
No, you said your mother is highly religious.
Yeah, she did, but I didn't believe it.
It doesn't mean anything. I agree with. I understand that you didn't believe it, but that's not the same as we didn't have the same experience.
So you're saying your mother was more atheistic than my mother, so where was it?
More atheist. There was no more atheistic. I didn't even realize I was an atheist until I was a grown-ass adult, because we don't talk about religion when you're a third-generation atheist. Nobody talks about it. It's like talking about.
Oh, I totally agree with you. Yeah, like during my middle school, high school, college age, it was never discussed. Never. It took me to be an adult to have these conversations with people because it never came up. I totally agree with you on that. And I mean, like atheism to me back in my teenage years, I was always an atheist. Really, I mean, honestly, I was always really an atheist. But I didn't know what the label was. For example, like when I was a 13-year-old kid.
That's where I agree with you because I didn't know then either.
Yeah, I mean, like when me and Patrick, whatever, were 13. We didn't believe in this stuff, but there was no label for it, or it wasn't discussed. So what were we called
we're just called heathens or pieces of shit. Well, what are we called? Oh, it's atheist. Okay, like that. I didn't actually find that label until I started hearing, and so I went to YouTube. YouTube saved me. I mean, YouTube basically changed a lot of my views on things. I watched debates on YouTube. I watched certain certain arguments that were stuck in my brain, like that I'm going to hell. I would watch arguments that completely refute those arguments.
Dude, you're not going to hell.
No, but yeah, true, but that was like one of the last things to get rid of for me was hell. Was like, like, oh, you're not being punished for how you think. Okay, cool. I can think how I want to and not be punished. Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the last baggage of religion.
We can definitely think how we think without going to hell. There is no hell.
Right. Even if there is a God, right? Even if there is a God, we can still think how we want to.
I just want to reassure you for now that there is no fucking hell.
No, I totally am with you on that. I'm an anti-theist, maybe more than most people are, but that was the last thing for me was hell, because that was the thing that like scared me the most. That was the thing that they beat into your head. That is like, hey, you better believe or fucking else.
Exactly, and that is the child abuse.
Yeah, that's where I would say it is crossing into child abuse. Yeah, when you're saying, "Hey kids, believe like I do, or you're gonna fucking be tortured forever." That is abuse.
Exactly,
I agree.
Exactly.
I wouldn't say that about my kids. Like I just had a son, and I wouldn't say to my son, "Hey, be an atheist, or you're gonna be. I'm gonna torture you." Like, I mean, because that's the only real that's the only real torture my kid will ever have is from me or my family or anything like that. So, like, hey, believe like me or fuck you, I'm going to torture you. Like, what is the point of that?
Exactly.
To believe like me. To believe like me. That's
exactly. That's why it's fucking bullshit.
Actually, what's funny is I don't know. Most people don't have my experience with like deconverting from religion, but for example, when I was 7 years old, I saw my dad. Santa Claus was the first thing for me where I started distrusting mythology. Santa Claus.
As it is for a lot of us.
Yeah, but it was very scarring for me because I really, really believed in Santa Claus. I really thought he was real. And when I saw my dad, like, he had boots on his hands and he was making, like, boot prints with his hands on the carpet, I'm like, what is going on here? What else are they lying about? What else are they lying about?
Let me ask you this, though. Your father was trying to perpetuate...
Make me feel better? Yeah.
Your father was trying to perpetuate this mythology. Did you appreciate your father trying to help you, or did you did you despise your father for lying?
I think it's both, because in one instance I appreciate that they were trying to make my childhood more fulfilling, but at the same time I felt like, don't lie to me. Like that is like a pet peeve to me now.
Yeah.
Don't fucking lie to me.
Yeah,
as long as you're honest, I don't care what you have to say.
I totally feel you on that, but at that time when we realized that, did your father,
fake Santa Claus? Yeah.
Did your father see that you understood that at that moment?
No, he didn't see that. I snuck up on him and saw it. I mean, I might have told them later in life that, hey, this is where I stopped believing in this or that because you bullshitted me. I may have done that, but at the same time, I see what you're saying is they're trying to make me feel better as a kid and give me imagination maybe, and
Yeah, I can see that argument. Like lying to kids is not necessarily a bad thing, but I mean, lying to me is, since I was a kid, is like a no-no. Don't fucking lie to me. I really don't care what
Yeah.
I don't really care. I mean, that's just me personally. Maybe other kids are okay with being lied to and they get over it, but that's just a pet peeve to me.
I have that problem too. But
I just
want to ask you. I just want to ask you because I have to be honest with you right now, and I know that this is live, and I know that I'm making a confession. My father is still alive, and I'm actually taking care of him right now. He's 91 years old, and we had some of the same experiences where Santa Claus was my pet peeve. And I'm hearing you. So, in the end, I'm asking you, did you understand why he did that? You know, did you understand
Yes.
that he was just doing it out of love, or
Yes.
was it a problem?
Yeah, I would say for the most part it was out of love, and it was out of, imagination, and keeping the childlike thoughts, keeping the kid in the realm of, you know what I mean, like keeping that child out of the real world for a little while, keeping them.
It was a cool story.
Yeah, I can totally get with the idea of the mythology of Christmas.
That's why I felt too. It was like,
But
it was a
but
cool
what I didn't
story.
like.
It's
Yeah.
It's hard for them to admit that it was a fantasy.
But my parents didn't admit that, though.
We're in a transition right now, in the 21st century, of trying to change those things, and it definitely was not able. Our parents were not able to transition. Our parents were not able to do the things that Yeah. Okay. So that's cool. Thank you for the answer.
Oh, it's all right. Yeah, I want to ask you something. My experience with coming to atheism, I guess now. What is yours? What was your first experience with, like, hey, this is wrong?
That's a very good question. I was between the ages of 10 and 12. I don't remember the exact age. I went to a public school, and I also went to after school activities called catechism. So I'm raised Roman Catholic.
Yeah, Catholic.
I'm Italian. My name is Feste, right? Yo, what the fuck is your problem? I'm raised Italian. So we went to catechism, and there was always, every time I went to catechism, when I was a child, I was like 5. I was like, between the ages of 6 and 12. We went to catechism, and it was just one of those things that we were told to do. It was like, that's what we did. So the grammar school I went to was literally across the street from the church, and my personal joke is that the church's name, Blessed Sacrament, was BS. Anyway, so again, I'm trying to give you the Reader's Digest version. So we went to catechism. It was just something that I was, supposed to do. I don't. I'm just a child. I don't. What the fuck do I know? I was told I need to go to school, then I need to go to catechism after school. It was an after-school thing. So luckily for me, in some sense, it was lucky that it was an after-school thing. Reader's Digest version is that sooner or later, there was one student who is a sort of friend of mine. I haven't seen him in several decades. Decided that he was going to be protesting. It was like, he asked questions and he was sooner he just left. And within a couple of days, I decided to ask some of those same questions, and I realized that at the age of between 10 and 12, I realized that this is bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
that's fair enough too. Because I was
con-
in the same boat as you. I mean, yeah.
I
Sorry. Go ahead.
continue I continued to play the game, and but
Yep. Yep.
the other thing was I used to be at the same time that was going on. I used to be the kid, the fucking nerdy ass fucking geek that used to walk home from the fucking library that was in the neighborhood that sooner or later closed down, with so many books that I had to stop and take a break. And when I came home with my astronomy books, my parents didn't know what to make of me. So
That's
I
kind of
did
sad.
not I did not get the encouragement that I should have gotten.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we've been talking for about an hour, 2 hours now, and we have so many parallels. For one thing, I mean, maybe I don't have the same experience as you on this, but I went to Sunday school.
We don't.
I went to,
Obviously, there's no such thing as the same experience. But
well, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true
with
either.
you. I agree that we certainly have some parallels.
Yeah, and I think there's plenty. But with this example, I think we're different. I went to Sunday school as a kid for years, and I was actually that kid that was kicked out of Sunday school because for asking too many questions, and that actually raised my curiosity more than anything. Like, hey, why are they kicking me out? Why are they, because I asked simple questions like, hey, wait, why? How can Noah live inside a fucking fish? Like that was actually one of my main questions to them. Like, how do you live inside a fish for whatever, is it a week or a month? I don't remember what it said. Something like that though, where hey, you're not digested by.
Yeah. So in other words, you asked a scientific question, they told you to fuck off.
Right. So yeah, basically, I was looking at it from a scientific standpoint. They're saying no, don't look at it like that. I'm like, well, prove me wrong then, and they don't want to do that. So I was kicked out of Sunday school. And then and then we went to like a Methodist church where you just sing and dance, and it's like, well, how is this learning religion? You're singing and dancing. What's the point of this?
So I don't mean to interrupt, but so your parents were obviously much more religious than my parents were.
In some ways, I don't want to pretend I know your parents, but in some ways maybe, because did your parents make you go to church?
No, but it was sort of it was just sort of accepted.
Okay.
I'm Italian, my grandmother and grandfather on both sides were literally very bad at English, that kind of Italian.
Okay. Well, maybe mine were more religious. Yeah, they made me go up until I was maybe 14, until I just said I'm not going. Or you can make me go, but I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and they're like, fuck that. I don't want to be asked questions. And, I still have conversations.
I feel lucky in the sense that I did not have to go through that, because
Yeah.
I was telling my mother I don't feel like going anymore, and like, okay. It was like so I feel like you may have been going through some more shit than I went through.
Yeah, it's possible, because I mean, my grandparents are still alive right now. They're like in their late 80s, and they'll say things to me like, "Oh, all your problems are based on religion. If you were just more Christian, you wouldn't have so many problems." And I look at my mom, or my mom, and I'm like, no wonder she has some of these weird beliefs, because my grandparents are saying weird shit like that, like, oh, all my problems are based on religion.
So,
and that I'm not religious enough.
So like you're forgiving your mom because
Yeah. I mean, I am kind of giving her a pass in some way, but in another way, I'm not, because she should know better.
Dude, I love you.
I mean, actually, the best conversations I've had were actually with my grandma on my dad's side. She's kind of religious herself, but I basically said, you know, I had this conversation when she was like 81. I'm like, hey, Grandma, I'm an atheist, and she's like, so you believe in this or that? Like, no, I just don't believe in gods. And she's like, oh, so you believe in this? Like, no, we actually have to have this like detailed conversation now. And then once we had that conversation, she's like, you know what she said to me? She said, why would you have this conversation with me? I'm about to die soon. like why are you bringing this up to me? Because now I'm gonna die knowing that I wasted my life. I mean, that's what she told me. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry we had this conversation then, because I don't want you to feel that way.
I envy you.
I mean, you might, but at the same time, I feel really bad for her, because I feel like I got to her. And
the thing is that we atheists, you know, I'm actually misstepping my boundaries, because I am the type of atheist that says, you know, we care about people. We you know, I showed you my T-shirt. You know,
yeah.
You know, it's difficult, and what you're telling me is a very heartening story. It's hard to you know, older people are fixed in their ways. You know the old story about can't talk, teaching a dog new tricks. You know, you just have to simply say, I do love you, and I don't care what you say, you know, but I just love you. You have to sort of, it's hard. It's definitely difficult to say that at the same time where they're actually insulting you, but they don't realize they're insulting you.
Yeah, and it's true, and they insulted me plenty of times without even caring or knowing about it. Like when my grandma said, all my problems are based on how I'm not religious. She maybe didn't know exactly how harmful what she said was, but that's how she was just taught.
She didn't know any better, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
It's one of those things that come from ancient times.
Which is why I didn't take it personally. I'm just like, you know, I just rubbed off my shoulder. Yeah, well, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it hurts, but you have to fucking brush it off. Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. It did hurt. It did hurt because I love my grandma.
Of course it hurts. You have to you know, with me it's like I try to tell my siblings, you know, I'm allowed to say that this fucking hurts, but I'm not gonna fucking be pissed off at the person who hurt me because they didn't know any better. You have to you have to say to yourself, you know, I understand where they're coming from. It did hurt, but you know what? You know, it's because of the past. It's because of the ancient fucking bullshit that's going on. And that's what we're fighting for. We're fighting to change the fucking ancient bullshit.
Right, but don't you think like my grandma on my other side, not the grandma I was just talking about, but my grandma on the other side was basically saying, like, she basically conceded to me when she said, why did you tell me that? She's basically conceding to me that I'm right. People that are old can be reached, and people as rational as my grandma on my dad's side can be reached, but at the same time, does it really do them any good? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't have the answer for you. The fact that you're saying that people can be reached,
I just feel like she was
It's a-
reachable.
it's a stra- it's a
At
strange
that
balance.
point, she seemed reachable at that point when she said that to me.
It's a strange balance. It's siblings and family is different than strangers.
Yeah, another thing is when she told me like, "Hey, why did you tell me this? Now I have a completely different perspective, and I'm depressed because of you." What
Yeah.
that tells me is that she never thought about this before in her life.
It sucks. It sucks, and sometimes you feel guilty, and there's no answer for that.
I did feel, I totally did. I'm like, oh God, why we didn't have this conversation? Why?
Listen, I just recently, my brother came to me tonight telling me that I was a fucking asshole, basically, for being whatever I was, and sibling things go on, and there's no real answer, but understanding that religion is a fuck up, and we need to fucking move on, is hard to tell all of our relatives.
Yeah.
And, I've recently told my siblings that because they used my atheist cup. I have one of those atheist cups where start thinking, the black cup. I told them that you're not allowed to use this cup because you're not an atheist. I do these little fucking stupid innuendos to try to make a point. But
yeah, it's a point you're trying to make.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like it's going to change the world, but these little steps sometimes help.
I'll do the same thing. Not maybe with what they can use, but I'll do the examples of just how they believe. For example,
the thing is,
why don't you kill I'll tell my grandma or my mom why don't you kill gay people? It's in the Bible.
No. I don't want you to do that. What I want you to do is that continue to love your grandma, continue to show them how much you love them. You can't change their to teach an old dog new tricks is a difficult thing. But as long as they understand that you definitely do love them and they were a part of your life, that's what they need. When they die, they need to die with that idea.
Yeah.
So we continue to try to propagate the idea that reality is not what religion was in the past. Even though that your grandmother and your mother had done that. For example, look, I just lost my mother recently, and it was her preference that she did this with the specific church, and I went to this church, and my friends, I'm like mocking this fucking church while I'm there, okay? But the idea was that it was what she wanted. And as much as I hated being there, I did it anyway. So
Yeah.
you do these things that you hate to do, but you try to respect your parents' wishes. So this is what happens. So in the end, later on, you come out and say, well, I'm now going to teach people like I try to do. I try to teach youngins what reality is and things like that. But definitely don't disrespect your parents. If they wanted to do that, then you go ahead and in their deathbed, if they wish to be buried in some church or some religion, you go ahead and respect that. But you go ahead after they're gone, you go ahead and profess your reality. That's the way I do it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I would never come to my grandma, who is like, I mean, maybe I should separate them. My mom's side from my dad's side of my grandma. Especially my dad's side. She is the nicest person I've ever met, and she's religious, and I would never tell her anything like that. Like, hey, you're a dumbass piece of shit. You should stop believing in this dumb shit.
I would never say that to her. If she wants to die thinking that we're all going to heaven, that's cool with me. I mean, yeah, I totally agree with you on that. I think the problem I have more with my family is the pseudoscience. Now, less the religion, more pseudoscience. Like my mom, like I mentioned earlier, my mom is a anti-vaxxer.
I definitely have a problem with pseudoscience. Yeah,
I mean,
agree,
my mom is.
it.
I have an autistic brother, and she blames the autism of my brother on vaccines, and I could not disagree more. I think it's disgusting what she's saying. It's anti-scientific, it's anti-inquiry, it's anti-critical, it's based on just pseudoscience from the 90s.
I definitely feel for you. All you can do is love your nephew or whoever it is that
brother.
Your brother. All you can do is love him and disagree with your fucking sister or whoever it is.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, totally. Yeah, I still actually take care of him. I still.
Yeah, it's a sibling thing. It's a difficult and there's nothing I can say to you that would I can't give you any advice because it's your siblings, it's your family matters. But it is hard, and the thing is that take courage in the idea that the fact that you're thinking of these things, the fact that you're trying to fight against, the fact that you're trying to love these people, is you're a good person. That's the point. The point is that you're a good person. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong in things that you're thinking. You're definitely trying to be a good person.
Yeah, like I just wish this wasn't an issue between us and our family. I really wish it wasn't because I've actually. I mean, I won't go into it, I guess, but let's just say I'm more educated on vaccines than she is.
I'm going through some not the vaccine thing, but I'm going through some shit right now with my elderly father, and my brother just came tonight. My elder brother Michael came tonight. We just sort of had an argument, and there's some sibling things are difficult, but yeah, it hurts. But
I guess I don't know your experience, but yeah, from my experience, it does.
Everybody's experience is different. My experience is different than yours. But just know that you're trying to be the best person you can be, and that's a good thing.
It's just at the same time, I'm very, very, very against these anti-vax people.
Oh yeah, well.
I'm very
me and you agree on that. That's for
I think being anti-vax these days is just as bad as being a Nazi. I really don't.
Yeah,
being anti-vax is just like horrible. I can't believe my mother has fallen into this bullshit.
Yeah, I know. And you want to smack her, right? But you can't.
But you know why she believes in this, though? I think I know why, and I think it comes from a real emotional reaction to, like, where is this coming from? Where does the autism come from? She wants to really know where did it start? Where is it my fault? Is it society's fault? Is it the doctor's fault?
The problem is that these fucking assholes come out and start propagating their fucking bullshit, and some people listen to this. But anyway, I hear you. And I totally feel for you.
Well, what is your experience with your family with that type of stuff?
I have my older brother's friend, by the way, who is a polio victim.
All right.
Holy shit, that's old school.
All right, just one thing. Before I go, you have mods, right, MJ?
I'm a mod. Okay.
Yeah, you have. I put it in the side chat. You have mods, so I'm gonna go ahead and go to sleep myself. But you guys can go ahead and continue to hang out.
and you can invite any new people you want.
Cool. Actually, I was about to hang up soon. That's definitely cool. Anyway, I just want to tell you, MJ, I believe I added you to some of my circles. I just want to double check that.
Oh yeah. I'll add you. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely added you to some. I got you in 4 circles.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is a very interesting conversation, but I definitely do need to go to sleep soon.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know,
It was nice talking to you. Have a nice night, Patrick.
absolutely. You know, I'm not going to go right this split second, but I just want to let you know, because the person who just mentioned that he created this hangout, and we're the only 2 left here. I just wanted to mention it. Yeah. You are definitely an interesting person. I have to admit that I'm a bit drunk right now, so pardon me.
Likewise.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we can talk for a few more minutes or whatever. If whenever we want to leave, that's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the guy who created the hangout gave you mods, and I guess that was sort of a necessary thing because that's.
I think you too. I think he gave you mod too.
Did he really?
I think so.
Oh well. I'm not. I don't. Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
How do you tell if you're mod or not?
Well, if you click, no, I don't think he gave me mods. I think he gave it to you.
How do you tell?
If you click on the little arrow on the picture, you can see that, like, you can if you're able to mute somebody, or if you're able to kick somebody, you'll see it. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's definitely been a pleasure to talk to you.
Hide from hangout. There it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So you definitely have mods, and it doesn't matter. I don't need them. I don't need them.
I don't. You know, honestly, like I like that he gave me mod because I don't want to kick anybody. The only reason I would kick anybody is if they were being a porn bomb piece of shit.
Exactly.
I don't. If you, I don't know if you were here earlier, but like if people were yelling at me earlier, I wouldn't block them either.
Anyway, MJ, I do definitely have to go to bed soon, but I just want to tell you that it's been an absolute pleasure to talk to you.
Well, what? Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm so glad I met you. What, are you mostly on at nights?
Basically.
Okay. Well, maybe we can meet up on this chat like sometime soon.
I can't guarantee that, but yeah, basically it's mostly on the nights.
You know what? I think we'll meet again.
I hope so. It's been a pleasure. It's definitely been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure too. I appreciate it.
All right, guy. I'm gonna hang up, and I hope to see you soon.
You too. Thank you, Patrick.
Good night.
Good night.